here and the final whistle show this Saturday. Don't worry, Jamie has not been held hostage. He is here. He'll be keeping an eye on things at the Emirates between Arsenal and Manchester United. I'm also joined by Seb True, who's keeping an eye on Leipzig versus Leverkusen over in Germany, but he is based in Switzerland. And Adam Davies joins us as well. He'll be keeping an eye on Bromley versus Aldershot. And I'm joined by Chelsea fan Jack Price, who was with us last week, and he'll be discussing lots of the football action. So I'm going to start off by giving you the scores from the Premier League. First of all, this Saturday, so we have the lunchtime kick-off at Goodison Park. It was Everton 0, Newcastle 2. Yes, a double for Callum Wilson there at Goodison Park as Everton succumbed to defeat. We have, Manchester City 1, Sheffield United 0. Gabriel Jesus with the only goal of the game for Manchester City as they extend their lead at the top of the Premier League table. We had Crystal Palace 1, Wolves 0 in the 3 o'clock kickoff.
Oh, hang on, Joe. I don't know if we're live. Sorry, I don't know why. The private bit won't.
We're not great though, Joe. You sounded great.
That's all right. It's a good rehearsal.
Great start. Shame we're not live.
It's a good rehearsal.
No, we should be live now. Yeah, we're live. Go to start all over again, Joe.
What a start we're having to this show. Hello and welcome to the final whistle show here on Let's Talk Sport. I'm Joe Stanley. Don't worry, Jamie has not been held hostage. He is at home, safe and well, keeping an eye on the Emirates for us.
I'm alive.
On the match between Arsenal and Manchester United. I'm joined by Seb as well, who's keeping an eye on Leverkusen and Leipzig over in Germany. We have Adam, who's keeping an eye for us, based in Chester, but he's keeping an eye on Aldershot versus Bromley, or vice versa.
No, he's there. He's there. What are you on about? He's at Bromley.
He's in Bromley. He's in a secret box at Bromley. And I'm also joined by a Chelsea fan who was with us last week, Jack Price. Welcome to the show, fellas.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Joe. Now, remind me, is Jamie held hostage or not?
Well, he might be held at Nakatomi Tower by a group of Germans.
He's outside the Emirates as we speak.
I've just paid the bloody ransom as it is. But they said Odegaard will still stay.
But I thought it said insufficient funds when we were live before.
Oh, shit. I must have spent too much on the beer.
It was that train ride to the Emirates.
Yeah, the train prices are criminal in England.
Train prices are criminal everywhere.
Anyway, let's start off with the scores from the Premier League and the lunchtime kick-off at Goodison Park. There was a shot score on the hands as Everton succumbed to a 2-0 defeat to Newcastle United. Callum Wilson at the double. The second was a 93rd minute goal as he was one-on-one with former Sunderland goalkeeper Jordan Pickford. Manchester City in the 3 o'clock kick-off beat Sheffield United 1-0. Sheffield United could not match what they did on the other side of Manchester on Wednesday. Sorry, Jamie, had to mention it. As they succumbed to defeat. Crystal Palace versus Wolves. Aberici Esse, if I can get the words out, scored the only goal for Crystal Palace as they won 1-0. The battle of the bottom, West Brom and Fulham finished 2-2 in an enthralling game at the Hawthorns. We'll hear from Jonny Drury about that in a bit. Southampton versus Villa is a late kick-off as well. Tomorrow you've got Chelsea versus Burnley, Leicester versus Leeds, West Ham versus Liverpool, and Brighton and Hove Albion versus Spurs in the late kick-off. Jamie, I'm going to head over to you. What's happened in the opening stages at the Emirates?
Not much going on yet. United, look, it's about 2 minutes 40 seconds in, I'd say, and United have had pretty much the possession so far. And it's interesting that he started Cavani in this game because, you know, I think Cavani deserves to start in every game if he's fit. And actually, Wan-Bissaka with the cross in now. It's now with Rashford, and Arsenal should clear it. And I think they've got themselves a free kick. But, you know, this is a big game for United. I think, you know, City got that win. And look, Sheffield United, it seems from the scoreline, Sheffield played well despite losing 1-0. But United just need to try and get over that result back in midweek. But we're playing against Arsenal at the wrong bloody time, aren't we? In terms of form, they're playing pretty well at the moment since Christmas. And, you know, Odegaard, I don't know if he is playing today. I'm not sure. I can't quite tell from the lineups on the pitch. But, you know,
he's on the bench.
He's on the bench. So I'm looking forward to seeing him if he does come on. But, yeah, that should be an interesting game.
Just for the viewers that are watching from home, if you've got any questions or comments, we've got the comment section open down the bottom somewhere. Hopefully, I'm pointing towards it. And just drop your comments, your questions in there. And don't forget to like and subscribe, please, as we are currently on 314 subscribers, and we're looking to get to 400 by the end of this lockdown.
Defo. Which, by the way, the
You
lockdown
didn't,
could
you
be
didn't
another
set,
3 years.
yeah, by saying that, you don't set a real timeline, do you?
Yeah.
No, I like it. I like it. It's achievable.
There's no
Because
deadline to it.
if we get there weeks before lockdown, then we're basically trying to short sell ourselves.
Brilliant.
At the moment, it's looking like possibly sometime between April and July for the UK, so that's going to be
Fantastic.
fun.
Well, I better
So
get
if-
my
if-
Euro 2020 tickets back then.
If Arsenal United is like the other match that they had earlier this season, it might take them till April to score a goal.
Anyway, Seb, how's it going over between Leipzig and Leverkusen in Germany?
It's good start. They're both pressing high, trying to get chances early on, and only been 5 minutes. I'd be very, very surprised if this ends without any goals. I think both will score. Yeah, it's a good start. And Upamecano outrunning Leon Bailey is something else as well. That's shocking. Yeah, good starts here.
Keep a close eye on Upamecano and Canate for me, please, because I want to see them in their Liverpool shirt come the summer, but that's
Well,
another conversation for another
Well,
time.
Canate's not there, so
Oh, perhaps he's already at Anfield.
maybe. I don't know if he was injured. I can't.
Release clause.
No, he's not playing. It's unfortunate. I think he is still injured, but
It's the last thing Liverpool need is another injury process to back.
yeah, Upamecano's playing.
Let's cross over down to Bromley and Aldershot and to Adam Davies. Adam, you're live down at Bromley.
I tell you what, you're missing one hell of a game down here. I'm just there. It's just been a shot that's just gone off the post here from a free kick. Go straight into the box, headed down. I think actually it might have come off one of their own defenders. Actually, trying to see which defender it is now. Can't get it because he's not actually repeating the actual gameplay. But it's come off one of the Bromley defenders and it's hit the post. They didn't know anything about it, but it's absolutely great play from Aldershot so far. They're dictating all the play. Whether they can maintain this at the moment, because I can't see any real danger coming from Bromley. At the moment it's 0-0, but I can see 2 or 3 goals coming before half time if Aldershot players might do.
Adam, if you're at Bromley and you're meant to be like covering the game, are you wearing another team's t-shirt right now?
I might be, but you see, this shirt technically is a bit off. I'll tell you what I'll do.
didn't sound like a clear answer there.
How about that? Is that better?
What are you doing?
I'm covering the badge.
You're
up.
covering it. Okay.
But no. I'm proud of this shirt. I'm proud of this shirt.
Good lad.
He was actually at an Aldershot game once, weren't you, Adam?
I was at the Aldershot game, but I wasn't at. Obviously, it's the Bromley ground, a much better pitch than the Aldershot pitch that day. Wasn't $2,000 when we did it for Let's Talk Sport, but yeah, obviously the pitch today is obviously of very superior quality because it's 4G. But yeah, it's a very, very good game, very intense. Both sides are getting stuck in, but obviously Aldershot are the superior side for me.
Oh, ref, come on. Oh.
What's going on there then at the Emirates, Jamie?
Well, I thought there was something in it there for Fernandes, but to be honest, I think he just dived. Typical Portuguese kind of move. I think he was up against Shaq. I can't quite tell. I've got quite a small screen, so I'm not sure. But
What does it mean, typically Portuguese move?
Wow, they dive, don't they? Ronaldo invented it, and it's a Portuguese thing, I'd like to say.
Careful, Jamie, careful.
Rui Patricio does it, but yet some people say he's a goalkeeper. I don't know about that, but yeah.
Bobby's made a mistake here. Bobby's made a mistake. Oh, sorry, it was Aldershot keeper's made a mistake. Came out towards the ball, big long ball over. Hit the ball, let it go over the keeper, and the tackler just never committed himself to get the ball and put it into the net. Don't know why, maybe he thought he was offside, but he never committed himself to it. It's still 0-0 here.
To me, I know it's supposed to be non-league football, but I think Adam's got the most exciting game so far. Right, Jack, let's come to you. Not heard from you today. Welcome to the show tonight. How are you doing?
Very much. I'm very good, thank you. I had a bit of a rough week as a football fan, or as a Chelsea fan, should I say? But yeah, I'm sort of happy to be here and happy to go through the games with you.
Let's talk about that.
No, don't mention the word too short. Let's bring that up. Yeah.
No. Let's cover the games that's happened today.
So, what are your thoughts on Super Frankie Lampard leaving Stamford Bridge with his P45?
Well, obviously, he's still disappointed. I think, obviously, we did a video on the channel as well on the day that it was announced on Monday last week. Look, I mean, you can't judge as a fan on the performance against Wolves because he'd only been less than 24 hours technically in sort of like the training facilities. So I think it's sort of harsh to judge the performance. It was boring. We were doing the same thing that we've been doing the last couple of months, is just passing around from side to side for 90 minutes. It was quite depressing. But I think obviously, we saw already in Tuchel's formation that he was going back to the wing backs that maybe we'd seen with Antonio Conte a few years ago as well. So I think, personally, I think that's the role that we suited as a team a few years ago, because we've got so many centre backs. We might as well.
Go!
And there's been a goal down at Bromley, and we're going to have to interrupt you there, Jack.
Excellent finish from Bromley. I think it was number 14 who scored. I'm trying to get the name now. I'll just try and find it on here because it's not showing it on the actual screen. Roberts, who has scored for Bromley, took it inside, took it across goal, struck it low and hard into the bottom right-hand corner, went straight past the keeper. Nothing the other shot keeper could do about it. Excellent goal. Well done, Roberts. Bromley 1, Overshot 0.
As you were saying, Jack, as Bromley went a goal up, you were saying?
Yeah, I just think, the one positive I can take from maybe going forward with these formations that we will be playing maybe the wing-back role again, which I think suited us a few years ago under Antonio Conte. Obviously,
there's been a goal. Leipzig have scored. No, no, it's been ruled out. It has been ruled out because of a handball.
Guys, goals galore going on in here.
Let's go to your serve across down at Leipzig.
So Angelino put in a cross, and it looks like it gets to Poulsen. He's offside. He's offside. It's not a handball. It's offside.
I'd like to correct myself.
To Sabitzer.
It was not Roberts. It was Ridge who scored.
We're getting the names all wrong.
As we go back, thanks Seb, as we go back to Jack Price to continue his conversation about Chelsea.
Yeah, I'll try and finish this. I'll wrap it up as quick as possible in case a goal comes through, in case Jamie comes in. Yeah, I mean, look, we'll see what happens after a few more training sessions tomorrow after going another home game against Burnley. I expect we'll preview them a little bit later on in the show, but yeah, we'll see what happens. But obviously, as a Chelsea fan, disappointed that a club legend obviously got sacked. I still think he should have got more time. You look at other managers in the league that starting through technically in their managerial career that have been given a bit more time at other clubs. So I think maybe Frank should have had that, but we seem to have results from sacking managers. So I suppose it was only a matter of time until Chelsea decided to do that.
Obviously, you got Thomas Tuchel in, who was previously at PSG, and his CV is pretty good. Let's be honest.
Yeah, well, it is, but to be fair, I could probably win the league at PSG. So I mean,
Emery would like to know your location.
Yeah, Emery, Christ. Yeah, I think obviously he's, like I said, he's a good sort of tactician, but he's known for that in the European league. So it'll be interesting to see. He's already been vocal on the touchline with all the players during that game against Wolves. I think something maybe that fans would say Frank lacked a little bit was that speaking in when he's on the touchline, he used to just maybe, and obviously the camera would only point to him maybe when he was just standing there looking a bit glum. But most of the time it would be that he would, you couldn't see him being a bit vocal on the sidelines. So maybe, we saw Tuchel already doing that in the game. So he's trying to get his points across. So, maybe that'll also work for us as a team.
I have to say, in Frank Lampard's defence, he might be taking away some of the material he's got from coaching, say like the younger youth, coaching like the Chester Youth Academy and all that lot, where always encourage should not talk to them while they're playing. Allow the younger kids to develop, and then if you've got something to say to them, say it to them during the half time or during the breaks in play. Don't say it to them while they're playing the match.
I would agree on that, but I also think there has been times, say, when me and Jamie did that live stream against Leicester, where he went in at half-time, and me and Jamie discussed it at that half-time, saying what we felt we needed to do. Maybe they should have made a change. He should have gone at them because they were rubbish in that first half. And they came out at the second half exactly the same, made no changes, and they played the same way. And again, he didn't look really like he was interacting on the sideline, and you feel like that half-time team talk didn't look like it made any effect. So I think sometimes then you have to be vocal.
I'm just wondering whether he's still stuck in that youth aspect, whether he needs to be pulled out of that youth aspect and be told, right, now you're in a man's game. You need to be more vocal.
But Frank never changed. He kept trying the same idea that didn't work, and I think that ultimately was his big downfall. Like this Mason Mountain midfield that completely weakened their midfield. It was clear that they were getting overrun, yet he'd never changed. Thomas Tuchel was actually quite brave not starting Mount the other day, wasn't he? Because everyone thought he's been Chelsea's best player at the moment, but it just seems like the system doesn't work. It exposes Chelsea so much. So it was brave, yeah.
It was quite depressing seeing the camera focus on Mason Mount as well during the game, because you could tell from his face he wanted to be out there, and he probably, some people are joking on social media, caption this and they'll be like, I miss Super Frank and stuff like that.
The thing is, he came on and he instantly made an impact. I felt like him and Pulisic came on, and they had that effect on that side that they were both situated on. So I feel like they could work as a team. I feel like Mount's maybe got criticism because it looked like Frank loved him so much that he played him in every game, and I get that, and I understand that maybe he's made some decisions. I feel like Billy Gilmore should have been playing a lot more. I feel like he is more like of a more player that's been developed over the last year or so. So I feel like he maybe should have been playing some of them games. Maybe Frank wasn't a bit too wary as to put him in for that many, but I feel like he was ready to do that. And Kovacic and Jorginho have been a little bit weak in that thing. I think Kante again has been poor for the last year. And Frank was still trying to play him whenever possible. So I agree with Seb. I think Frank still had maybe a little bit to learn. I think putting Werner on the wing every week just wasn't working, and then his goal drought was coming more and more, and he was still getting put on the wing, and you're going to struggle to score from there. So, and I personally still feel like Giroud should have been playing over Abraham. So there was a little things obviously with Frank. Whether that changes with Tuchel, I don't know, but only time will tell. But I think everybody, if you're a true Chelsea supporter, will be disappointed, obviously, that Frank's lost his job from that.
My problem is the fact that they've hired a manager who's toxic, you had... I mean, I'm not saying Conte's toxic, but Conte had some problems, I think.
You're not saying Conte's toxic? Well, he is. Let's just say it. Let's just say it how it is. He is.
Yeah. But, they had problems with him. They had problems with Sarri. The players had problems with Sarri. And I feel like with Lampard, I don't know what happened there, but I just feel like with Lampard, it's good to have that relationship that him and Abramovich had. Now,
he seems like a fling. When you finish the long-term relationship and you're going to be with a toxic person, you're going to have a fling.
Bruno,
a fling with someone that's not it's not going to last. That's Tuchel at Chelsea at the moment. Yeah. They're hoping it could, but deep down both know this is not for the long run.
But Tuchel will win the Premier League and then get sacked a few months later. It's just typical Chelsea, though.
Well, saying that he will win the Premier League is already bold of you.
I know, yeah, but I'm just saying, Conte in his first season wins the Prem. Second season he wins the FA Cup. Bearing in mind he got into the final the year before.
Winning the FA Cup after the league is the start of the downhill spiral, Jamie.
I know, but come on, like Chelsea are a team that win trophies still, no matter what, which is pretty decent. But you're burning so many bridges as well, and I just don't get it. I still think Lampard could be a good manager, and I honestly think if he goes out somewhere else and gets a bit of experience and can prove out other clubs, who knows, he could be Chelsea boss again one day. I have no doubt about that if he continues his managerial career.
But Conte...
if he wants to be. It depends on what was said in the boardroom to obviously Lampard.
Seb has thoughts on this.
But you mentioned that Conte won the FA Cup. They did finish outside the Champions League spot. And what was the I think at the last day of the season they lost 3-0 to Newcastle, didn't they? Chelsea under Conte. And Conte wanted out. Conte wanted to get out. There was no secret.
Italy, didn't he?
There was no secret. He didn't want to stay there at Chelsea. So the last time that they've hired Italian managers, they don't want to stay long at Chelsea. And even you can go back to Ranieri as well. Didn't stay long. Italian managers and Chelsea, no. German, we'll see. I like the formation that Tuchel did as well.
14 managers in 18 years. Doesn't look
crazy.
good.
Yeah, but how many trophies? That's what Chelsea go off.
More than Liverpool.
Di Matteo's Italian. There we go. Another one.
Oh, Di Matteo, what a legend.
Sacked also after winning a trophy. Ancelotti, sacked after winning a trophy.
Oh, Fred! Oh, I thought he scored. Leno's just made an absolute great save.
Fred? Fred, are you sure?
Fred on the edge of the box, half volley, top right corner, good save, Leno to corner.
Who?
Yeah.
Who?
Fred the Red.
Fred doesn't do anything unless a red card.
A Fred card then.
Of all time.
It's that desperate that Manchester United are playing their mascot in midfield. Anyway, from Chelsea to a former Chelsea manager and to Goodison Park, where Carlo Ancelotti's Everton side succumbed to a 2-0 defeat. So under pressure, Steve Bruce, Jack. Do you think this will alleviate some of the pressure on Steve Bruce? And first of all, do you think the pressure that he's under and the shouts of calling for his head on the Newcastle fans is fair?
The problem is that Newcastle fans didn't want Bruce there in the first place. So anytime he makes errors, or anytime the team aren't winning, or they're at the lower point of the Premier League, there's always going to be fans, or there's always going to be criticism around him being still in the job. I think that's they didn't want him there in the first place. It's like us maybe hiring Rafa Benitez at that time. Nobody wanted Rafa Benitez at Chelsea, but we got him. And I think it's the same thing with Bruce. Although is Bruce a Newcastle fan, or was he born around there?
Yeah, he's a Newcastle fan.
Newcastle fan, I think.
He's trying to go off that, but fans just didn't want him there in the first place. But obviously, I feel like he's relieved it for a week, if he can go from that, simply by winning against Everton, who, let's not forget, are still in the top 7. So it's a really good victory for Newcastle. And obviously, Callum Wilson getting 2 goals, he's getting, back in form again, because there was a spell, I think he was injured as well, and there was a spell where, he hasn't maybe been on the score sheet. But you look at them and they're still in 16th place with minus 13 goal difference. Burnley ahead of them still got 2 games in hand. Brighton behind them's got a game in hand. They're still in that tough situation, but it's a very solid victory against a still good Everton team.
I want to intervene on that because everyone knows what I think of Steve Bruce, and it's not a good opinion. 11 games before today.
Bruce pajamas, don't you?
Yeah, but no one needs to know that.
Brucey boy.
11 games, no victories, and 2 draws. Those draws coming against Liverpool and Fulham. But I saw positive signs against Aston Villa and then Leeds. They've lost those marginally, I'd say. Today, I'll be honest, it was fantastic. That was brilliant football, what they were playing. And Everton actually didn't play bad either. I thought it was one of the highest quality games recently, or in 2021, because it was just brilliant. And Newcastle, brilliant. Wilson was brilliant. And they went for it. They really, really went for it, which was what Newcastle fans are asking for. They looked like they could concede an easy goal if Calvert-Lewin was firing. But no, honestly, after today's performance and the performance against Leeds and Aston Villa, there are positive signs. It looks better. It looks a lot better for Bruce. So I will retract what I've said about Bruce if they can continue this. But yeah, they're still in and around. I mentioned also to Jamie before, if Fulham and West Brom don't win, the gap's starting to open now between Brighton and Fulham, and I think we're starting to set in stone the bottom 3 with Fulham, West Brom and Sheffield.
The free kick here for Aldershot looks like they're going to be taking a shot.
Can we stay with you, Adam?
If you want to. I don't know how good Aldershot are taking shots outside the box.
They've got shot in their name, so they should be pretty good.
All the shot out of the box.
We'll have a look.
We'll stick with you, Adam, for a second.
Who is it that's taking it, Adam? Don't want to put you under pressure.
I don't know, where he skied it. Anyway, it's gone outside the ground.
Skied it.
It's gone all over. It was better, man. Better
All that build up, all that build up.
And it was one of those ones that's gone out into the car park, and the kids probably collected it and take it home.
That's like Messi's free kick at the World Cup final in the last minute. All the hype of that free kick, and it just went miles over.
That was the period when Messi wasn't scoring free kicks. It looks like there's an injury here. I can't tell who it is.
Go on, Seb.
No, I can't see who it is. There's someone who's down injured.
Is it for Leverkusen Leipzig?
Oh, it's Fosu Mensah who's down.
Yeah.
Starting at right back. Yeah. He's just sitting on the ground now, and the referee's even left him to be now. He's just putting his hands on his head like, oh, and the referee's like,
Just
okay,
chilling.
just walk back, yeah.
Welcome to Germany.
Not a physical league, apparently.
Anyway, on to Everton, Jack. Obviously, as Seb said, I didn't watch the game personally myself. I'm going to hold my hands up on that one. But as Seb said, they didn't actually play badly. But they've missed out twice now this week on going above their Merseyside neighbours, Liverpool. Do you think they have the ability in their squad to actually finish within the top 5 or 6 in the Premier League this season?
No, probably not. I don't know how blunt you want me to be on that. Look, they started the season unbelievably well. I think everyone was taken by surprise of how well that team had gelled together. The way sort of Arsenal, I know United are playing Arsenal at the minute, so I don't know how Arsenal are actually playing in this game. But Arsenal obviously picked up the pace with Arteta with a good game, good run of games. So obviously, as it stands at the minute, they've gone up to 8th, overtaking us because they've got a point after this game, with it being a draw at the moment. So they're only 2 points behind Everton, because I know Everton themselves have got 2 games in hand in front of Arsenal. So it's still possible that they can fight for maybe top 5 for this Europa League place. I don't think they're obviously going to get in the top 4. I think that's unrealistic for Everton, and I think Ancelotti would probably agree with the same thing. I think Europa League is still a possibility, but I think that team has sort of gone off the boil a little bit the second half of this season, and I think it's more realistic to maybe be between the top 5 and the top 10. I think Everton fans would probably agree with me on that. I don't know. If you are an Everton fan and you are listening in, please let me know where you feel like the team probably should finish. But you look at West Ham as well. I mean, West Ham are doing unbelievably well in the top 5 at the moment. So I think it's still to play for, but I think the way Arsenal are sort of starting to kick on form now, they'll probably finish ahead of Everton at the end of the season. Where we are, I have absolutely no idea, considering, I don't know in terms of our form. We're obviously at 9th. Villa are also playing tonight as well against Southampton, so we'll see what happens in that game. But yeah, in terms of Everton, I think Europa League places is probably where they're going to end up this end of the season.
So, Jack, I didn't quite catch what you said at the end there.
Oh yeah, Europa League places I think is probably what Everton are probably going to end up finishing in the table. So around that top 6, 7.
2 words: Iwobi and
Jackson.
Davis.
Yeah,
Iwobi and Davis.
basically Pickford as well. I will complain about, but
Tom Davis has been linked with moves to Southampton and Norwich City in the past, but all the interest seems to have cooled down on Tom Davis. And when you get your mother to drive you to the training ground every week, then.
And what was interesting today is
Why not?
it's cute. It's like what's his name for Barcelona, Pedri, when he finished that Champions League match where he played immensely against Juventus, and he had to wait outside the stadium for his parents to pick him up.
Have you got your packed lunch this morning?
Well, he had a plastic bag with his things in, and he was waiting for his parents to pick him up because he was 16 at that time, I think, and he couldn't drive.
Why?
I thought one of the other players would have dropped him off or something. Yeah, Messi would have gone, hey, off in my Bugatti or whatever he's got.
Can they in the same car?
Can you imagine Suarez's lunchbox from his mum? Here's your ears. Here's Ciccolini's arm. Enjoy your lunch.
Your toothpicks just to get the leftover Chiellini out your teeth.
Did you see Ciccolini, Jamie?
I think I did.
Did you see Ciccolini?
No, I said Chiellini, didn't I? I don't know.
The ref Chiellini.
But yeah, Everton played with Sigurdsson in centre defence midfield today, and I thought that was just weird. And then Iwobi obviously missing all his passes because he doesn't know how to pass a ball. They could do with a Ross Barkley back in there.
Oh God.
I keep forgetting he's at Villa.
He is at Villa. We'll see whether he's playing in the late kick-off this evening away to Southampton shortly. So let's move on to Manchester City, table toppers at the moment. And Jesus was the saviour for them, Jack.
Ooh,
Yeah, I
very
mean, to be honest, my dad watched the game. I wasn't watching it, and he was like, "It's one of the most boring games of the season." So I was like, "All right, okay. I'm glad I'm not watching it." So you know, but ultimately, I think for the minute, City are doing them championship. Well, I want to say championship winning because I don't know where they're going to finish this season. A bit up in the air. Obviously, they're top of the league at the moment, but they're getting them championship winning games, if you know what I mean. They maybe don't play well, but they get the 3 points at the end of it. You know, Sheffield United, I think, gave them a run for their money, and they had a chance at the end. I'm not sure who it was in the 85th, 86th minute, I think. They had the chance to maybe level at the Etihad against Man City, but obviously just went wide. Gabriel Jesus getting on the score sheet is sort of good for them because at the minute it's been a lot of their defenders that have been scoring. Cancelo's been playing really well. Annoyingly for me, he was on the bench, and I put him in my actual fantasy football 11 this weekend, which is great. And I missed out last week. I know Seb mentioned it.
You missed out on Souček and Cancelo.
Yeah, it did really annoy me, especially when everyone else only got like 1 point and 2 point and 1 point. And I put Cancelo in this weekend, and Pep decided not to play him.
I put him as captain.
Did you? I put him as vice, so I'm still annoyed, to be
But
honest.
to come back on that, Pep made one substitution in the 90th minute. So he took Torres off and put Rodri on, but he wants all these substitutes. Yet he doesn't even use the three that he's got.
Yeah, I think he's just moaning because he can't use loads, so he says, "Oh, I'll just use one."
I think Chris Wilder was making I think he was making a comment to Pep Guardiola at the end about that. I think that's what they were talking about when he was saying it, because I just got a feeling, yeah, it's silly if you ask me. He wants 5 and he can't even use 3.
I did watch the game between Manchester City and Sheffield United, and the goal came from a Sheffield United error. I think it was Egan who stepped up.
Did that against us?
Stepped away from Gabriel Jesus, and Jesus scored his first Premier League goal in 10 games. He hasn't scored for 10 Premier League games, so which isn't good for an out-and-out number 9, and a Brazilian number 9 as well.
Is he an out-and-out number 9 though? Really?
Well, that's what the commentators were saying anyway. But
is he an out-and-out player? I'm not sure he is.
No, I wouldn't
Joe,
say
have
he
your
is.
own opinion.
Tell me, Joe. Tell me.
Hey, can we talk about?
It's not good enough for a striker. That's
Can we
my
talk? Can we
opinion.
talk about a few?
That's not good enough.
Can we talk about a few of the saves that Ramsdale made?
Yes, because Jamie Going will love that.
Yeah, just saying. I know he's not had a good season, but there is still something in there. And everyone's saying if they had Henderson, even commentators saying if they had Henderson in goal, he'd be mid-table. No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't.
I feel like he is being so underused though at United again.
Oh, of course he is.
What was the point?
But he's made.
The point in bringing him back.
He's not been great when he's played though. That's the problem.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you get Rusty sitting on the bench again. I like he had such a great season last year, and then Ollie brings him back, and I know obviously not being a United fan, but I did think, oh, maybe he's gonna maybe not use him as a every week, but he'll probably use him a little bit more. And he's just gone back to sitting on the bench every week.
But who needs a goalkeeper?
Probably back out on loans.
Who needs a goalkeeper?
If I was Henderson, I'd ask to go on loan at least the end of the season.
I think Henderson's going to have a lot more games now because of the Europa League. I expect him to play in every game of that.
If I were Dortmund,
I wouldn't care. I want a lot more.
Oh, there's been a goal. Oh, it's
Europa.
offside. It's offside.
Fucking
hell.
Tell you what,
another
Seb, you've got all
offside
sorts of
goal.
goals.
I just blinked for a minute and Galassi was just scrambling. I don't know.
Oh, fuck, I thought he got it. Damn
But
it.
if I were Dortmund, I'd be asking inquiring about Henderson, because as everyone should, everyone who speaks to me about German football, I don't think highly of Berkey whatsoever.
Can I just say 2 words? No, 3 words. Wan-Bissaka header. Yep, that just happened.
Wow.
I'll usually he sticks out his leg, doesn't he?
Yeah, it was actually not a bad header, but it was a bit out of nowhere, really. So
talk us through the moment, Jamie. The half chance for Manchester United.
yeah, it was a cross in from the left-hand side. I think it was Bruno. I'm not sure, but actually here he comes now. He's up against Luiz. Oh, he's kept it in. He's going to go. Oh, it's wide. Oh, I thought that was an absolute certainty. David Luiz was having a go at his teammates there, but I don't know why, because it was down to him, really. David Luiz is running back against Fernandes, and he couldn't get the ball off him. Then Bruno took the ball away from his feet, and then he tried to go for the top corner, but it's well. Oh, it's not that far off at the end, but that's a shame. That's a big chance that was for United. It's still 0-0 with 12 minutes to go.
12 minutes to go till half time at the Emirates 0-0. Seb, let's have a crossover to you and what's going on in the Leipzig game, because you said there was a chance. But
there was a goal that was disallowed, and in all fairness, Leon Bailey was about 20 metres offside. But it goes through, and then I don't know, he just turns round, taps it on his foot, and it goes over Gulacsi and in. But really clever finish, but he's miles offside, and he knew it when he hit the ball. I'm more curious now. I'm watching Juventus Sampdoria as well, and it's the battle of the styles, because Perlo with a suit and a cap, I'm not convinced it's right. It doesn't yet. But then you've got Ranieri with the whole very old style Sampdoria jacket and the cap on that are just completely mismatched colour wise. It's brilliant. And then you've got Nagelsmann, who's got, you know, those bin bag coats.
Oh yeah.
But he's got a white one. He's got a white one.
A white one.
It does not look right.
Yeah, but Nagelsmann's a great fashion model for jackets. Let's not forget the suit he wore at United. It was like he was ready for a summer wedding.
He got annoyed when the press kept asking about it.
I know, yeah.
Over the knockout stages last season.
Instead of the fact that they lost 5-0.
Last season in the knockout stages, he was in the chinos, wasn't he, in those little pump things.
Yeah. I like Nagelsmann. He's a beautiful man.
So there was a half chance down at Bromley, Adam.
Yeah, there was it's just gone to the corner. Aldershot crossed it in, and now it's coming in now from Aldershot. Oh, it's just been cleared by Bromley, but it's still doubling around the outside of the box, going back in. Just been cleared again. It's still a bit Aldershot or progressing forward, but for me, at the moment, I think Bromley are playing it a bit more safe, a bit more calm. I think Aldershot are feeling the touches and starting to go down, trying to get the free kicks, trying to get whatever set pieces and whatever set plays they can get, and they're getting them. But for me, at the moment, I still think Bromley are playing better. At the moment, still Bromley
Martial's coming on. No.
Oh dear, Jamie.
Why?
Did you say there's a change at the Emirates coming afoot, and it's not one that you like?
McTominay's injured at the moment, but Martial's just taken his jumper off, and it looks like he's ready to come on. Which, I just don't fucking rate the guy.
Time here.
Wouldn't it be great if you had Matic and Fred on in centre midfield? That'd be just reckless.
Jesus.
Well, I don't know why Martial's going to come on then, because McTominay's not his area. So,
who would you have brought on, Jamie?
That's the important question.
To be honest, I've not seen the bench.
Speaking of time at Hayes,
yeah, McTominay's gone straight off as well. So that means, Martial's just replaced him. But I must admit, Diallo for United scored 2 goals today in his debut for our youth team. So how about they get him now from Carrington and get him here for the second half?
Get him in the helicopter.
Yeah, we need a goal. We haven't scored goals recently.
Let's cross down to Adam. Adam, you said there's half time down at Bromley.
Yes, it is half time now, and it is half time. Aldershot 0, Bromley 1, and Bromley having the better of the latter remaining bits of the first half. Aldershot trying every little bit and scrapping with trying to get set pieces, not really playing the games they should do, and it's cost them dearly, and it's not really looking good for them at the moment, and it's Aldershot 0 and Bromley 1, that's all I can say really.
That's all she wrote.
Aldershot.
Yeah,
it's all she wrote. Aldershot 0, Bromley 1.
It's just head tennis since the goal. It's been head tennis.
I never watched All She Wrote. Or was it Murder She Wrote? I can't remember.
Murder She Wrote, I think, is the correct one you're thinking of, Jamie. That would be a completely different game of football down at Bromley if it was based off that.
It's based off the Murder She Wrote, that's what it is based off.
There's been a murder down at Bromley, but by Adam Davies. Anyway, back to normality, back to the football.
What is normality anyway? We don't know.
I don't know actually,
we
because
don't know here at Let's Talk Sport, do we?
No.
I can't really call myself normal, and I can't really call the world that we're living in at the moment normal. But whatever it is at the moment that we're living in, the COVID world. Let's go back to the 3 o'clock kickoffs and go down to Selhurst Park, where Crystal Palace beat Wolverhampton Wanderers 1-0. Does that mean the pressure will start mounting on Nuno Espirito Santo, Jack?
No. Everyone loves Nuno, surely. He's just hasn't he just donated as well to the local area?
How to not get sacked.
Yeah, he's just throwing that out there. Look, don't talk about my job. Look what I'm doing. But
Clever,
that is
clever.
A great cause, Nuno. So, well done. But yeah, in terms of the game, it's a bit surprising actually because Crystal Palace, I don't know, they're just a bit to me, to be honest. I don't know if that's because Roy manages them.
For you too.
Yeah, I mean, look, for me, that's a bit of a shock victory. I know technically Wolves are lower than Palace in the league. I think they were on level points at the beginning of the game, but obviously Palace getting the 3 points today, mean they go that many higher. But yeah, for me, I don't know. It's just something about Palace. I just think apart from Zaha, they're just a bit, I don't know.
Eze.
Yeah, Eze scored today, but
he's good.
Is he a young prospect or?
He's 21, isn't he? Or 20?
Yeah, 22.
But he's really good. So, an 8 midfielder who brings the ball forward really just brilliantly.
Yeah.
I absolutely love watching him play.
Well, I mean, 19.5 million they paid for him from QPR. I think that's probably only going to go up for Palace. That's a buy for the future, isn't it? To get some investment from it.
Yeah, I think Nuno is under pressure. I really think he is. It's been just terrible. It's not even. There's not even been any good signs. And let's not forget, he has spent money. They've bought what? I mean, I know Semedo, Silva, Marcel. Now they've got Willian in. The money has been invested, yet he is lurking around the same regions as Burnley and Brighton, who have barely spent anything.
Yeah. Where do the goals actually come from, though? Jimenez is out for God knows how long.
Neto.
Yotta's gone. Yeah, Yotta's gone. Yeah.
So the last one to score a goal for Wolves in the league was Bolly. That was against West Brom.
I thought he was just so excited because it was Bolly.
I thought Jamie was having palpitations there when he screamed.
To tell you the truth, I just had an eBay notification as well, which was quite exciting because I put a shirt up, right, and it was the first bid was £2.50 about 2 minutes ago, and the next bid it was £12.50. I was like, that's a big difference. Someone's going big.
Do you want to promote it, Jamie? What are you selling at the moment?
It's a Ray Rooney Man United away shirt from 2010.
Someone's paying £12 for that.
hey, there's 4 more days yet.
What colour is it, Jamie? What colour? What year?
It's the white.
Details.
It's that white away one that we wore in the 2011 Champions League final with the red and black stripes.
Is that the one you lost to Barcelona?
It is, sadly.
Maybe the stink off it is worth £100 an hour.
Is it signed?
David Villa was class in that game.
That placement goal he scored was ridiculous. He had no right as well from that angle as well. It was a great goal.
And Lionel Messi's first goal on English soil.
Yeah.
I know, it was so typical. That night was so. The first goal from Pedro was so avoidable. That was so annoying, that goal. But we were against the best team in the world, and Liverpool fans. I remember the day after saying, "Oh, we would have done a better job." Thinking, "Fuck off." Against that
Maybe not in 2011, but.
But Jay Spearing and Charlie Adamon.
Andy Carroll. Yeah.
My team would have done a better job.
Spicy Mascherano's shoulder.
Your team would have... Oh, actually, it's now gone up to £16. What the hell's going on? It's still 4.
It's promotional. That's what you're doing.
Promoting it.
There's still 4 days to go. You don't normally get bidders till the final day.
It's hot enough.
Yeah, go on, Rashford, go on. Come on. No. He's going to lose it. No, come on, shoot. Oh, you're kidding me.
You're doing what Rashford does well. Dribble. Way too long.
The bloody ball. Really? I mean, what happens here? It comes here from the left-hand side. Great cross in. Cavani couldn't get there, but Rashford's behind on the near post. But then there's literally all sorts of Arsenal players forming up, and he's turning. It's like, just kick the ball. And then he tries to play it back to someone, and I think instead we might have Do we get a free kick? I don't know. There's been there was a foul on Fernandez from Partey just outside the box, which is in range for a United free kick here, as in for someone like Fernandez, as he did against Liverpool last week. But that's Rashford again. He's so in. My problem is with Rashford is his decision making is poor. He doesn't.
I disagree with that. I think he's very good decisions now. He's an OBE.
I'm on about the football, Adam.
See what you did there, Adam. I like it.
See what you did. That was very good.
Oh, it looks like it's coming to a brawl here, right at the end of the half.
Oh dear.
Do they know the Royal Rumble's on this weekend then? Is that why?
Maybe. Looks like
That's
it's
why-
Jonathan
that's
Tarr and Adams, I'm guessing.
That's
I
why
don't know what's going on there.
Zlatan and Lukaku did it on Wednesday night. They said it was Mankind versus Charlie Brown, whatever his name was.
To be honest, I'm surprised Eddie Hearn didn't get on the phone after that scene. I've got an idea, boys.
Surely Lukaku would pound him. He's massive.
Yeah, but Zlatan does taekwondo.
Oh crap! Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot about that. Oh, it's gone over the bar.
Who took it?
Didn't
Fernandez.
Zlatan state once that he was God or something like that?
But he is God. Well, I remember.
I think John Lennon's been in trouble
when
for that
he
sort of
went in
thing.
with that deflection as well. Oh, good chance. But I think Zlatan was once asked at a press conference. They said, Eric Cantona's the king of Manchester. What are you? And he went, I'm God of Manchester.
Of course.
That's dangerous. That's dangerous
He's a man
talk.
with such a big ego, isn't he? Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Oh, but he's amazing. He actually. I think there's having that big ego, but then there's actually. Oh, what's happened here? They're retaking the corner. I thought United got given a penalty then. Cavani got pushed down, it seemed. Oh no, he got dragged down by a guy who's a lot smaller than him. So that was interesting. Hang on, here comes the corner again. Oh, it's going to be taken. And it's gone across the face of goal. That's a Solfin. Come on. Oh, Martial's shot blocked as always. And Fred wins the ball back. Well done. Oh, what? How's that a foul? Oh, piss off. That's not a foul.
Had a shot on goal there.
Language,
Come
Jamie.
on, that's not a foul. Even
Ooh.
David Luiz knows it isn't, so it's going to be a free kick.
Klosterman had a good chance in the penalty area there. Blocked by Sinkgraven. That's what his name is, Sinkgraven.
Sinkgraven.
Oh no, is it by Sinkgraven?
Half time.
I think so.
Half time at the Emirates. And it's Arsenal 0, Manchester United 0, Jamie.
Yeah, interesting. Not the best of games so far. I'd say United have had the chances bigger than Arsenal's, but Arsenal, you just never know with this team. They could just, all it takes is one moment with Arsenal. It happened last time they played at Old Trafford where the game was dull, but then all it took was a penalty. And at the moment, 0-0. I guess United fans will be happier, but I think really this is anyone's still.
Well, anyway, my question is, we were expecting Johnny to join us at 6 o'clock and he's still not arrived.
He's just sent me a text saying he's still in the press conference, so he said he probably won't be able to make it tonight. He sends his apologies and he should be on next week.
It actually helped me a lot because then I don't have to reformat everyone's face.
I know, yeah.
But we just have this Johnny up there that's just, just blacked out.
You do wonder, there must be a way around that. We'll have to figure it out.
What the resizing display?
Yeah.
Maybe.
As long as Jason doesn't show up with Johnny, we'll all be fine. Now, let's head to
that big massive here's Johnny.
Yeah. So it's half time here as well, just to make that clear.
Half-time Leipzig. Anything of note?
Goal disallowed. There were two of them. There was one from Sabitzer who was offside, and then there was one from Bailey who was offside. Then just a little bit of a brawl. It's good actually. Leverkusen actually dominating, but Leipzig probably having the better chances. It's intriguing, yeah. The high press that both are really quite known for was there, and Leipzig struggled to play out from Leverkusen's intense press. Yeah, it was a good first half actually for a 0-0.
At least Adam got some goals.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Non-league football. If you want to go and watch non-league football. And the mighty Bromley against Aldershot. Anyway, let's go back to the Premier League.
Stockport versus Yeovil as well.
Oh, Stockport versus Yeovil next week up live on the Let's Talk Sport final whistle show. But Sorry, I could just sit. All I can see, I've got the live stream open on the thing.
We just had a random Johnny Wilkinson on our stream.
Yeah, I just had a random Johnny Wilkinson catch my eye then, and I was trying not to laugh. But, anyway, I was trying to keep this game for when Johnny joins us, but obviously he's not going to join us now. West Bromwich Albion.
So I put Johnny in.
2-2. 2-2.
Johnny Drury is Johnny Wilkinson.
That is absolutely brilliant. We're going to have to leave that in there.
Yeah, you've got to.
Of course, I'll leave it in there.
But yeah, anyway, West Bromwich Albion 2, Fulham 2 in the bottom of the battle of the bottom three, if I can catch my words. There, Jack, do you see? I know this is a big question. Both of these teams being in the relegation bottom battle for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think Seb mentioned it earlier, to be honest. I think that that gap is getting bigger and bigger between, say, Brighton onwards. Obviously, it's 4 points at the minute, but depending on what happens, in the next couple of weeks, I think Fulham are the only ones realistically. Personally, I think, because I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, the way Scott Parker is maybe starting to get that team a bit more gelled in terms of this second half of the season. We are seeing a better, well-balanced Fulham side. If that can continue, there's more of a possibility that Fulham can get out of that bottom three and maybe catch Brighton. But I think realistically, that is probably the bottom three at the end of the season, which a bit of a shame, even though Fulham are literally next door to Chelsea. I do like to see Fulham in the Premier League. And like I said, whether Scott Parker can sort of turn it around for this second half against Chelsea, I think they played really well and were unlucky to not get anything out of the game. But I think, they probably are the only side out in that bottom three at the moment that can probably get out. But, I think if that gap to Brighton and Newcastle starts to increase more, it's going to get ever difficult.
So we're looking at the stats here. Obviously, Fulham took the lead through Bobby Decordova-Reid. Oh, try saying that 5 times fast when on a drink.
Go ahead. Try saying it 5 times fast.
Get yourself a beer.
Bobby Decordova-Reid, obviously open to scoring for Fulham. He's been the one to get the goals quite a lot this season. And obviously West Brom equalised through Kyle Bartley. Then they took the lead through Pereira and Ivan Cavallero, former Wolves player, equalising for Fulham to gain them a crucial point, and what could be a crucial point in the end, in the battle of the relegation. And you're looking at the stats here, where Fulham had 12 shots to West Brom's 5 and had 63 possession to West Brom's 57, and obviously made tons more passes. I could go through the stats that you want, but I don't really see the need for it. So to me, it looks like Fulham dominated this game. Do you think that's going to be a problem for them this season, that they're going to dominate matches but not really get the results that it deserves?
Yeah, I think I think that when you're a team that, there's no disrespect to the teams that are in the bottom three at the minute, but when you don't have that quality, you might be able to say, I think the thing is that there are teams in the Premier League that are happy to sort of sit back and pounce on the counter-attack later on when maybe the lesser teams run out of steam or run out of puff, or, you see that sometimes during the games. So I think when you maybe don't have as much quality as maybe the top 10 sides, it is more difficult for a team like Fulham. They have to work extra hard. And like I said, in terms of Fulham, they are starting to, we saw them, they weren't very good in the first half of the season. Like I said, I think Scott Parker's changed formation, changed tactics. It's starting to be a little bit better. They're like I said, more well balanced as a team going forward. Whether or not it's too late, I wouldn't say it's too late. Maybe I think there's still a chance, but I think it is difficult when you say dominate the game, yet you still concede silly goals. So I think when you're a team down there, it's always more difficult. But I don't know if anybody else wants to sort of say about Fulham or West Brom's chances in terms of. I know Seb's already mentioned it in terms of he probably thinks they're the teams to go down this season.
I honestly think there's something about Fulham. There seems to be. The one thing I love about relegation battles is that if you don't have the spirit, I don't think you're going to stay up.
Yeah.
And people go on and say, oh, they've got these kind of players that can keep them up. And it's like, yeah, but are they going to do it though? It's easy to have the piece of paper in front of you to tell you what you've got, but it's like, are they going to gel? Are they going to have that chemistry to stay at it till the end of the season? I mean, look what Leicester did. No one thought that they were going to stay up the season before they won the Prem. It looked absolutely down and out. And I think it was like at the end of February that they looked so far behind, and they still did it because whether people like it or not, it is togetherness in a way where you've just got to get through it together. And if there is going to be arguments because you're not performing well, put that aside and just focus on the next game. There's something about Fulham. I think they want to play for Scott Parker. Well, I look at West Brom and just think, I'm not saying it's Sam Allardyce's fault per se because they were in trouble beforehand, but I just don't think West Brom are going to stay up. I just think they're going to have the usual, they come up from the Championship, then they'll go straight down.
Let's be honest.
Just let you know that Aldershot and Bromley have got back underway. And it's 1-0, but there has been a half chance where there has been a half volley from Pinatu, and it was saved comfortably by the keeper.
Was it a half save as well?
No, it wasn't a half save. If it was a half save.
It's a half shot with a half save.
A half save.
Brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant. Let's have a look ahead to the late kick-off this evening before I go on to the Championship results. And Southampton versus Aston Villa. I was just looking into this before, and I think it's a point and one place that separates Southampton and Aston Villa going into the game. Southampton in 11th, Villa in 10th. Aston Villa not far off, though. West Ham in 5th, and they do have 2 games in hand, so if they win both of those, they will go above West Ham into 5th place.
Oh!
West Ham not win. Oh, let's quickly cut across to Adam. What's happened there, Adam?
Open goal there for Bromley. Big crossing from a free kick, and a header then from Buzzy. That's how he pronounced his name. If it's not, I'm terribly sorry. And just headed inches wide of the post, but a terrible mistake there by the keeper. Punched it back over towards him, and he headed it right towards the open goal. Should have done better. Still 1-0.
Still 1-0 down at Bromley. So as I was saying, Southampton versus Aston Villa is the evening kick-off, and obviously there's a place between the two sides and a point. And if Aston Villa win their games to hand and West Ham do not beat Liverpool on Sunday, then Aston Villa will go above West Ham into 5th place and can go as high as 5th place, obviously. Looking at this game, Jack, do you see Aston Villa as favourites? Or do you think Southampton have got what it takes to grab something from the villains?
Well, I mean, I'm looking at a stat here, and it says that Villa could lose 4 Premier League away games in a row for the first time under Dean Smith tonight, if that was the case.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't know it was that bad in terms of their away form, to be honest. Because they've obviously still been playing, well, and obviously they've still got games in hand. I think it's an interesting matchup, actually, in terms of the fixture tonight, because both of them, like you said, are in 10th and 11th place. And I think they're both level on points with Villa having a 1 game in hand. So I think it is an interesting matchup tonight, just to see, who gets the better result. I think I'd probably go with Villa. I don't know what anyone else's thoughts are on it. I just think that the way they've been playing recently, I just like Villa's balance of a team, to be honest. I like the fact that they've got Dave Martinez in goal. I think he's been a great asset for them this season. Tyrone Mings as well in the back. Jack Grealish obviously, is having another good season. I just think they have that sort of spine throughout that Villa team. So I think I'd probably go with a Villa victory, but I don't know if anybody else wants sort of going on what their thoughts are on tonight's game.
So the last time that Villa actually beat Southampton was back in 2013. And that season, Fulham went down, West Brom stayed up, just about. Just to, if that happens tonight. But it's usually a good game between these two. I mean, I remember the one earlier in the season where it was 3-4 to Southampton in the end, and James Ward-Prowse just kept putting in free kicks. I think, Jack mentioned that. It's just the transfers were smart. I was questioning it because it seemed a bit, I don't know, I wasn't sure, that's all. But it just shows that it was just those few players missing that made Villa so dysfunctional last season, and then it changed everything. Even just the way Traore attacks, it creates a lot less pressure for the defence. I have to give credit to Villa. I think they're a really good side to watch, and I think the transfer business compared to last season is so much better, and that proves in the league position. It proves as well that if you get your transfer business right, then it could change 10 positions.
So if you get your transfer business right, you can change positions according to set.
Well, they were outside the relegation. They should have been relegated technically, and now they can with their wins they can go nearly 5th.
Yeah.
And that's not undeserved.
Really well.
And it's not undeserved. And last season and last season they did deserve to just be outside the relegation zone. There's no misfortune. Well,
they're a good team as well. You know, like I remember when I watched them against Arsenal back in November, like the way they approached the front line.
They don't change.
Well, they don't know, but it's beautiful football. I really enjoy it. You know, some people would say it was just a lucky run and all that, but it's like, no, deep down, Villa are a good team, and they're being managed by a good man there. Grealish and Ollie Watkins. I mean, Ollie Watkins, I really like Ollie Watkins, but Grealish, get me 11 Grealishes. I'd love that, because he's just so good. And you know, it's like watching Sebastian True on Let's Talk Sport. He's the closest guy we can get to Grealish, really. He's actually got a Grealish shirt, which he needs to actually show us. I'd like to see it. He should have it somewhere. Go on, Seb. Go get it. Take it off. Oh, wait, sorry. Wrong thing. Get the shirt.
One thing I will mention while Seb goes and do that is one issue for Villa possibly in this game is that both Grealish and Target are one booking away from an automatic suspension. I think that's obviously something they need to be worried about, because obviously losing Jack Grealish for any games is going to be difficult. Although they have actually...
Sorry, Jack. I'm going to have to do this.
What's
do you mean his opponents? Do you mean his
Oh,
opponents?
there. Hang on.
There it is.
Wow.
It's a beautiful shirt. What I was going to say, Jack, do you think Villa's opponents need to target to make sure he gets the...
He's been their best defender recently. And also, I think it's also important to, if people don't know if Jack really can succeed at a top club, I think just the fact that he's got better players around him and you can see that he's getting better says a lot. He will only get better with better players around him. That I'm almost certain of. So if Man United are scared that he might be a flop, I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be at all.
Fred, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Oh, this Fred thing.
Also, it looks like Villa's got a new signing available for the first time. Have they made a signing in January? Is it? I've got Morgan Sands.
Yeah, from Marseille, centre midfielder. I don't understand why though. Is he going to play with Douglas Rees or McGinn coming out? What's happening there?
McGinn has been great this season.
McGinn is
so but that's the thing. Where does he play? Yeah. I thought the midfield was pretty much a sure deal with Villa, with Grealish, Traore is playing well, Barkley, Luis, and McGinn. Did they want to play 6 in midfield? I don't know. I didn't get that. I thought it was weird.
Maybe they're going to do with Manchester City and what Barcelona and the Spanish national team did before that, and have a false 9.
Oh, maybe.
Striker up front.
Yeah, but then Watkins does what? £28 million on the bench. But
good point.
I think it's just probably depth now, because they will have congested fixtures because they've missed out on a lot of fixtures recently. Maybe that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think them coming back in, especially against a team like City, wasn't helpful, but that's the way it is.
They played well against City. They gave City a good game.
Well, they should. I think they deserved a draw, but.
Mm-hmm.
There's a substitution about to be made for Arsenal before the second half begins. It's Willian coming on.
I wouldn't worry about that then.
He's coming on for Gabriel. I'm not really sure. I mean, Willian, I don't know what to know. I like Willian, but I don't at the same time. He's hit and miss for me, so let's see what he does.
Wasn't there a stat I said last week where he's only had 2 shots on target since he joined for Arsenal in like 20 appearances?
That's bad. And the game.
I saw a tweet earlier on. Second half has just begun over. I saw a tweet earlier on today where it was a picture of Scott and Mustafi, and it said, "Liverpool fans, you buy one, you get one free." It was Mustafi and Willian next to him. Arsenal fans really don't like Willian, and with them bragging in the summer that they won the race to sign the Brazilian, it's not really worked out for them at the Emirates.
Well, they don't like him already.
Yeah, they already don't like him at the Emirates.
Typical of Arsenal to win a race that they're only competing in.
Yes.
But
it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't win that, though, Seb, to be honest.
they came second.
Yeah.
But they got him anyway by punishment.
Do Arsenal actually fight any club for a signing?
No, they really don't.
Maybe Norwich City, someone like that.
I don't even think so.
Do, I honestly don't think Arsenal. There's just not a club I'd want to join.
I think
Aubameyang.
I'd rather join.
No, but no one was in for
Arsenal.
Aubameyang at that winter
went in for him.
because he's mid-season, and also his wages were quite high, and he also wasn't playing for Dortmund anymore because of his attitude, something like that. So it's almost like
Yeah.
not a guy to touch at the moment because he's got an attitude problem.
Yeah, I don't remember the last Arsenal signing that say was in a race to sign somebody else was in a race to sign them.
Yeah.
Who
Maybe-
was it?
maybe
Maybe
Odegaard.
he signed him. Maybe.
Thierry Henry?
Yeah. Van Persie. They're in a race to stop him from joining United.
Yeah,
that's
I think
still-
Martin Odegaard and Sociedad are interested in, but he was never going to go back because of the financial restraints.
Oh,
at that
what a
club.
tackle! Oh,
yeah, because Sociedad can't pay his a certain amount of wages. Arsenal can. And this is the thing, Real Madrid are still paying part of Bale's wages as well, so they can't afford to have players on their wage bill
Well,
who
they
aren't
might
playing.
win a race for Bale because nobody wants to touch Bale at the moment.
He's not doing himself favours, is he? I question how passionate he is about football, and it seems a bit weird. How can you get to the top of your game like that and be so disheartened by playing? I don't get it.
I think it's more of a case of how passionate are you playing golf.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Yeah, but then he would
We
have
already
become.
know it's Wales golf and then your club, whichever club he's playing at underneath. We already know that we're going to
Yeah.
fail.
I honestly thought the revival at Spurs might work out, but it doesn't look like it. And if I was Tottenham, I'd have let him go this month, not the end of the season.
I don't think it's a loan that they can terminate.
Well, no, but it's just all that money as well. All that money for someone that's not even starting.
I think
it's not good.
250,000 a week in wages. Obviously, his wages
Oh,
are 300
Fred.
and something.
What was that, Jamie?
Oh dear.
He just lost the ball from behind so easily. Oh dear.
Yeah,
I should have read at it again.
I actually wish that Bale would go to Fenerbahce, and then you'd start thinking Özlund, Bale. That'd be interesting to see how many minutes they play between them.
Oh shit.
Bale
Good
at Wrexham would be
Good
quite
block.
good.
Bale at
Oh,
Wrexham.
that was a good block.
Reynolds, get it done.
There's a chance down at the Emirates, was there, Jamie?
Yeah, it was a moment for Willian actually on the left hand side. It was a cross in that went past
There'd be a
everyone.
chance here for a shot. No.
Oh,
just got a bit-
Willian
All
did
happening.
a terrible kick. It's a
Oh,
terrible
continue.
kick from Willian.
Did you see
Thank you, Jamie, and then we'll cut Costa out and just continue, Jamie.
No. It's a corner for Arsenal at the moment, and that's a poor corner. It's headed away easily by Bruno. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Jamie, and we're going to go to Adam. There was a chance in the Bromley versus Aldershot game, the only game with a goal so far.
Yeah, the crossover, and it was then went straight over to the back post, recrossed back over, and then it was just didn't get another touch onto it. Couldn't get a flip on, and it went back out for a goal kick.
For a goal kick, so we're going to quickly look ahead to the Sunday fixtures before bringing the Championship scores. Chelsea versus Burnley tomorrow, Jack. I'm going to ask you all for quick fire predictions.
Oh, good block. Good block.
Ooh.
Arsenal have a big chance then. It was blocked off Lindelof, I think, or Maguire. It was a cross in, low ball cross, and then on the edge of the box. I'm not sure who took the kick, to be honest, but it might have been Lacazette. But it was a big block because I think he
Pepe.
would have found the net. Oh, was it Pepe?
I think it was, yeah.
Can I ask Jamie? I know it's got nothing to do with it, but what's happened to Bailly? Is he injured?
I think he is, which is a shame because I'm a big fan of Bailly, but
Because
It's so
Lindelof came in, didn't he? And then has sort of kept the place recently in the last few weeks.
yeah, it was Maguire with the block as well. Watching the replay, and it was Pepe with the shot. But I mean, I'm a big Bailly fan. I think he's solid, but the problem I have is that he's injury prone, and I was hoping this time finally we'd finally see a few games of him, but it's just not happening. I'm not sure, but I still think United need a centre back.
So you're not biased.
Oh, is he a bit like John Matip, and in the words of Luke Tanner, made up biscuits, Jamie?
He's better than Matip, so I don't know where we're going from there. But I think, but I don't know about that.
Oh, we've got a goal.
We got a goal finally.
We got a goal.
That's Leipzig. The title race
Goal
is
in
still
Germany.
on. That was good. Well, no, it wasn't good. The Leverkusen couldn't get the ball away, and they all just seemed to be in one huddle. And then, who's the goal scorer there? I can't see who it is. They're all hugging him, and I can't see him. Get out the way! Oh God, it's in Kuku and Kunku. I've never known how to pronounce his name. But the finish is good. The finish is really good. But the defending is just awful.
That's a big goal for Leipzig. That.
Yep, the title race is back on.
The shot, then.
Guys, all kicking off.
Wrong
Adam, we'll go
times.
across to you in a minute, but let's continue with Seb. Seb, what do you say about the chance for Leipzig?
Yeah, he scored it at top corner. The defenders didn't know how to get rid of it. They all just clattered into each other on the edge of the box, and then Cuckoo managed to get a rebound, go around them a bit, and then just sticks it in the top corner. It's a well-finished goal, but terrible defending from Leverkusen. Leverkusen have a tendency to be terrible at defending.
Terrible at defending for Leverkusen. Let's go quickly down to Bromley and Adam Davies, where there's been 2 chances for Aldershot, Adam.
And not 1, not 2, but 3 chances for Aldershot. Miller, first of all, to have the shot to take it on to the corner. Then Noble had another shot to take it onto another corner. And then Miller had another one which managed to save, and then Bromley managed to clear. It's still Bromley 1, Aldershot 0. How long will they manage to hold on for it? I do not know.
Quick question. Is that Noble, Frank Noble, that used to play for Colchester United, Adam?
I will check for you now.
Please hold.
All I have got is a last name, thanks to BBC, but I will check for you.
He did not play for Colchester.
Did he not play for Colchester? Okay. He played in the football
He played
league,
for
that's
Concord.
Did he?
It says Concord here,
Oh, Concord Rangers, yeah.
I guess.
Oh, I thought I remember Frank Noble playing for Colchester. I must be getting the wrong player, wrong name. And
Oh no, this is Joel Noble. It's Joel Noble.
Ah, Joel
Well, you've
Noble.
got time there, come on.
Anyway, Jack, quick look to head for Chelsea versus Burnley. Obviously, we knew your views on the Lampard Tuchel situation. Do you think this is going to be easy 3 points for Chelsea, or do you think Burnley will show up to the bridge like they did at Anfield the other week?
Yeah, I think it'll be another depressing game, to be honest. I think we'll spend most of the time passing around where Burnley probably have all 11 men behind the ball. So I don't think it's going to be a thrilling match tomorrow, to be honest. I think it'd be interesting if he keeps the same formation and puts the wing backs in, like I mentioned earlier. Obviously, Hudson-Odoi was one of them that was in that wing back role midweek, so it'd be interesting if he puts him in that same position as well. I'd like to see Giroud start again, because, like I said, I think he should technically be our main striker going forward for the moment. But obviously, Timo Werner being a little bit out of form, and you know my opinion on Tammy Abraham. So I think that should be the formation we go with. Obviously, they've had a couple of days more in training to get used to the way that Tuchel wants to go about things now. So we might look a bit better, but I feel like the way Burnley are going to position themselves, especially away from home, is very much counter-attacking and see if they can get a set piece maybe later on in the game, as obviously we saw at Anfield as well. So I think that'll be the way that Sean Dyche will go about it, and I think fair dues for the way that Burnley perform in that sense. But I don't think it'll probably be the most interesting game of the weekend. But hopefully, we can get the 3 points.
If Aspilicueta's playing, watch out for Dwight McNeil. I say that right now, finding a bit of form.
Matty McNeil's son. Lord Matty McNeil.
Because and also Thomas Tuchel calling Aspilicueta Aspli was the highlight, and then Pulisic saying you're saying his name wrong. But
What do you call him? Aspley.
Aspley is calling him. He kept saying Aspley.
That's why he's called Dave. That's why people call him Dave. It's just call him Dave.
And then you got Pulisic. Then you got Pulisic who says to Tuchel, "It's Aspie. Don't say Aspley."
he's your captain.
Didn't Pulisic play under Tuchel?
Yes, at Dortmund. Yes.
Dortmund,
Yeah, he was the manager that brought him through at Dortmund, didn't he?
And he also Thiago Silva at PSG. I'm not sure if he's managed anybody else, but I think it's
No, that's the only
definitely
ones.
them two in our squad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Thiago Silva knew this was coming.
I think he wants to get away from PSG to get away from Tuchel. He wants to get away from Tuchel at PSG. He's like 6 months in. Oh, for God's sake.
That's what I mean. Execute
No,
order 6 months.
That's actually not true at all. He wanted to sign an extension at PSG. It was Leonardo who didn't want to extend Thiago for more than a year. And
doesn't want anything,
Tuchel desperately wanted Thiago Silva to stay, and Thiago Silva wanted to stay.
Actually been for Chelsea as well.
Leonardo was such a terrible manager at AC Milan.
I can't imagine where Chelsea would be if they relied on Rudiger, Christensen, and Zuma at centre back all season long.
Well, I mean, look, you also know my opinion on the fact that we shouldn't have got rid of Tomori, because he was great actually in that game the other day as well. To be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I think obviously we know that there's been a bit of player rifts in the Chelsea squad that's come out in the
Williams
last week
injured.
or so. What? That's great news. Please tell me more.
Williams injured, Jamie, down at the Emirates.
He is. He's I don't know. He might be able to play on, but I think it's quite hilarious. He's only been on for 11 minutes.
Has anyone seen the Twitter account that says how many days until Williams' contract runs up?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Every day tweeting the amount of days left.
Or Odegaard and Van der Beek just having a chat on the sidelines while they warm up. But actually, you could easily swap them, and I'd be like, hang on, which one's Van der Beek, which one's Odegaard? They look the same with the same hairstyle.
It's the Nordic style. I mean, well, Holland isn't
a bit
Nordic.
awkward. One's Dutch.
Yeah, it's not Nordic, is it? It's not Nordic. It's North European, but it's not Nordic. They're all blonde
Let's
around
go
there.
from Stamford Bridge to the King Power Stadium, where there's the battle of the two methodical managers in Brendan Rodgers and Marcelo Bielsa, who is Seb's favourite manager in the whole entire world. So, obviously, Leicester City have been into form at the moment and got the draw against Everton. And obviously, Leeds have been, let's just say, hit and miss, Jack.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Leicester are probably going to get the 3 points tomorrow. Obviously, that doesn't mean that Leeds can't pull it out of the bag, because we know they can put out some really solid performances. I think I've still got Bamford in my team, so as long as he scores this weekend, I don't mind at all. But I just think the way that Leicester have been playing recently, and we go back to the game. I know how shocking we were when we did the live stream, but they were just on top form. That they were clinical, and I think Brendan Rodgers is getting the best out of them players. Who was it that disagrees with Brendan Rodgers? Is it Luke? Not you, Joe. Who is it that
It is
Luke. It is Joe. Sorry,
Joe.
Oh, it is you are the one that doesn't like Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah, I don't like Brendan Rodgers.
Why?
He's arrogant. He was not good enough as a Liverpool manager.
Oh, Cavani!
There's a chance that I'll come back to my point in a minute, but we're going to have to cut across to Jamie, who has his head in his hands at the Emirates.
Oh, it was Luke Shaw starting the attack on the left-hand side. Martial flicked to Luke Shaw, and then to Cavani on the face of goal, and then he just misses the target. Oh, that was a brilliant. That would have been. It's past the keeper. He should have scored.
Did he do it, Torres?
I don't think it's even a. Yeah, he may. To be honest, somehow it is a corner. So Luke Shaw's going to take the corner, and he's going to go across. No one there, but it's gone with Bruno. Now Bruno to Fred, it's gone a few yards back, so that might help Arsenal out. So now with Luke on the left wing. Rashford, I keep thinking he's going to lose the ball. He's still got it. I'd have a shot if I was him. Oh, no. Oh, he's just completely lost it, and now here come Arsenal. Oh, dear.
So, yeah, back to the point about Brendan Rodgers. Yeah, I found him extremely arrogant at Liverpool. I didn't think he was good enough to manage the club.
Did a better job than Kenny Dalglish.
He almost won in the Premier League, though.
Yes,
Exactly.
but my point is, in a season where we had no other competitions to really bother with because we weren't in Europe, and he got us knocked out in the early rounds of the other cup competitions due to poor team selections and tactics. But
hang on. So you were 3-0 up. You were 3-0 up with 10 minutes to go. That's not a manager problem. That's just the players not bloody well keeping hold of it.
I was talking about
10 minutes.
I was talking about the cup.
And Slippy G, come on.
If Conte finishes second this year, if Conte finishes second this year, is he a bad manager? Because he's got no competitions. He's got no competitions. He's out of Europe.
50 goals. 50 goals in the league. 50 goals in the league. If you want to win a title, you cannot. Let me finish my point. If you want to win a title, you cannot concede 50 goals.
Yeah, but you had defence problems under Klopp, but Klopp got given time, and they let him buy the defenders he was after.
Yes, Rodgers got given time. Rodgers got given the players he wanted. He was a liability in the transfer market. He could not attract the players. He brought Balotelli. That's
not your fault. That's the club's fault.
Okay. No, Joe. You just said 50 goals. You just said 50 goals, didn't you? In Klopp's first season, full season as manager, he conceded 50 goals.
Yes, absolutely. Still finished 4th place.
Yeah. Rodgers scored 101.
Brendan Rodgers.
Rodgers scored 101.
Rodgers inherited a side that had Steven Gerrard, Jamie Carragher, and Luis
They're all
Suarez.
like 45 though.
Jamie Carragher retired then. That's still not the point. Danny Agger as well.
Yes, world class player Danny Agger.
Vayner in goal, who was still a decent goalkeeper at the time.
Did he have Mignolet?
He brought Mignolet at the end.
No, he didn't have
Did I
Reina.
just hear that Daniel Agger was a good player?
Daniel Agard was a quality centre back.
No.
Yeah, but he wasn't world class.
quality
He wasn't world
He
class.
wasn't world class. Sorry.
He was fantastic as a
And
centre.
yeah,
back.
so
him and Skill were prone to issues. I'll say that.
Martin Skirtle was never world class. He was okay, but he was never world class.
And
I think Skirtle was better than Agger. If
No.
that's me.
No.
and okay,
Just
so
no.
and so Rodgers scored 101 goals in that season where they nearly won the title. Klopp's first season,
Rodgers scored them all
63.
himself.
No, we can't we can't even express ourselves just very simply, can we? Oh, it's hit the post here, and it looks like Leipzig are going to get. Oh, it's a good save that. Oh, that is a good save. Olmo getting a shot in the way there, but a goalkeeper saved it with his leg. Yeah, and Klopp 63.
Yeah, I think that sums up our point.
I think.
It's one of those. Plus, I've met Brendan Rodgers myself, and he was a very cold person personally. So very
Well,
rude.
He's cold as ice.
He looks cold anyway. I mean, he doesn't look the most delightful man, I must admit, but he's doing a good job at Leicester.
If we go
I'm not
back,
disputing that,
if we
but
go
I'm
back,
just
I
saying
think
I'm
obviously
happy
Leicester are
with
going to win. Should we just end it? If we could end that game there, I think Leicester.
Yeah, just end it where it was. Leicester going to get the win.
Yeah.
Obviously, the late kick-off on Sunday is West Ham versus Liverpool. Jack.
That's going to be a good game.
West Ham 3-0. Souček will score 2.
That's going to be a good
Antonio with the
game.
other.
That's going to be a good game.
If Matip isn't
funny,
playing,
it's
that is the problem. Souček can be a problem on corners and set plays. If they haven't got Matip, who's decent in the air, it's going to be difficult. Phillips would be a decent replacement in that sense, but still, Souček's so dangerous in the air. There we go. That's all I have to say.
As a Liverpool fan, I'm desperate for us to sign a centre-back by Monday. Do I think it'll happen? Probably not. We've been with Mustafi on the free, which I'd rather stay clear of. We've got
Mustafi.
Brilliant.
Issa Diop on the loan. It's not a bad shout, but he's not getting game time at West Ham United. And what was it you said the other day, Seb? He's Joe Gomez 2.0.
What?
There's a player called Candy. Okay.
I thought someone with a candy store was coming on then. I was like, what?
If there was fans on the stage, they'd be singing "I Want Candy."
Yeah.
I want candy.
Yeah, I mentioned that if Diop doesn't get a game even ahead of Craig Dawson, and Craig Dawson was supposed to be this out-of-shape old guy when he came in, but he's done well. He's done well enough, but still, Diop has been a disaster in that. He was a disaster against Arsenal and then hasn't played since. Oh, and they've just given a good chance. Oh, wait. Soloff has just completely wasted it.
My prediction is Liverpool to get the 3 points, but it'll be much narrower.
Well, let me. I know you're hosting, Joe, but I'd still like a bit more in depth about your reasons for Liverpool, because obviously I think they were better. Tottenham was shocking. I don't know if it's because Liverpool were good or Tottenham were rubbish midweek, but do you think Liverpool are? Obviously, I think Salah did Salah score, or was that offside in the end?
No, he didn't score.
Wasn't it?
Offside in the end.
Yeah, I know Mane scored, but do you think they're sort of back up and running again? Because it has been a blip. You would have to admit that, surely.
Oh yeah, it's definitely been a blip. It's a bit of an understatement, with the 1-0
trying to be
draw
nice
with
there.
West Brom,
I'm trying to be nice there.
0-0 Newcastle. 0-0 Newcastle, 1-0 defeat to Southampton, 0-0 United. Not fantastic score lines to say the least, but I think we had to start for Bridge, and I think everything just seemed to fall into place.
De Gea has just made an absolute great save.
Everything fell into place again for Liverpool, and everyone seemed to be singing off the same hymn sheet. I think maybe, I know it sounds like a daft shout,
I think Klopp is the worst Liverpool manager now.
Did Rodgers ever concede 7 against Villa? I'm just saying.
That should be the thumbnail. That right there.
Talk about clickbait.
Well, I've really forgotten the point I was making. Oh yeah. Even with I forgot what my point was now. I was going to say, oh yeah, last season we had a blip between January, February, early March, where we had poor run of form and we lost to Watford and got knocked out of the cup by your boys, Jack. And I think our blip has come earlier this season, so obviously it's come in the January period, like it did a few seasons.
But you never had a blip this bad. This is the worst.
I was going to say, I don't think last year's was as vocal as this year. I think a lot.
You already
What's been
won the
said about
league
this
as
season.
well. You already won the league by then.
Yeah.
I think whether it's hindered our title chance, I don't know. We're still in the title race. There's still a chance. I think it's only 7 points between us and Manchester City, and we play them next Saturday, I believe. So.
Oh really? Ooh, that'll be a good game.
That's going to be one of the ones where we can either drag ourselves back into the title race properly, really close that gap down, or is there a chance
time
down
is that? Sorry,
Big
Joe.
chance.
Oh.
Big
Go on,
chance then from Aldershot. But the keeper just managed to get a palm and push it away with his 2 hands, and only managed just to clear it, just about. But very, very good chance there for Aldershot. Maybe should have got in.
Oh, you're kidding me.
There's a chance there, I believe, Jamie.
Well, it's again United's front line. Don't know what to do with it. It's Rashford goes so deep into the box, crosses it low towards Cavani. Cavani completely miskicks it. Martial revives it, and then Luke Shaw's cross, which was dangerous. There was no one there for it, so I guess there was a chance, but United just not getting their positioning right at all. Still 0 each.
Just go back to Liverpool
Still
then,
nil.
Joe. What time's kick off next week then against City? Do you know?
Oh, so it's next Sunday. It's been moved from the Saturday to the Sunday at 4:30.
Oh, I was going to say, because
That's
if
the
it was
It's,
earlier before this show next Saturday, you might have been a bit depressed, say.
Why are you planning to go, Jack?
Am I planning to go, what, to the Etihad?
Yeah.
Empty
It's at,
hands.
Planning to jump
Empty hands.
Well, it's at Anfield anyway, so.
Oh, well, I might go to the Etihad anyway.
Oh, it's goal! It's a goal!
There's a goal! There's a goal, Adam!
Hey!
Let's go to Adam Davies, mate. Is it 2-0 or Aldershot back in the game?
Bromley have doubled their lead. It was pure and utter luck, but they have doubled their lead. It is Cheek with the goal. It was a free kick and it came out on a big shot off the heel of Cheek. I'm not sure if he's going to get the credit or whether they're going to give it to the initial shot from outside the back. But I think it's going to be Cheek who's going to get the heel. I think Cheek will want the heel. But yeah, it is 2-0 to Bromley, and surely now, with only 10 minutes left, it is all over, and it is a win for Bromley. We'll soon see.
What a cheeky shot.
What a cheeky shot that was, indeed.
The cheek. It was in off cheek, but
The
not
cheek of
at
him.
cheek. It was in off at cheek. Off cheek, not at cheek. But anyway, the last game of the weekend in the Premier League is Brighton versus Spurs. Brighton and Hove Albion just about hovering above that relegation zone, and Spurs, obviously, as we mentioned, succumbed to defeat to Liverpool on Thursday night and really struggling for a little bit of form under Jose Mourinho in the recent games, Jack.
Oh, Spurs were awful. I mean, I only just watched the sort of highlights today against Liverpool, but they just looked awful defensively. They looked terrible. And I think Mourinho sometimes, like one game Serge Aurier is fantastic. Obviously looks like he listens to what Mourinho says. The next game, he just looks like he's doing his own thing completely. I mean, what he was doing for that first goal, I have absolutely no idea. He was in his own little world. And I think that's something that Mourinho of old is very much defence orientated, and then works on the attackers, say, later. He always wants to make sure his back line is sort of secure in terms of his defensive. So I think it's a real issue when like Serge Aurier just goes off wandering. I know Doherty came on second half, I think.
No, he
I
started.
think
He
Aurier-
started.
Did he go off? I know Serge Aurier went off.
Yeah, he started off
Half-time.
Doherty. Doherty started left back.
Oh,
Yeah.
did he?
I didn't
Yeah,
realise that Ben Davies played either.
he played at centre back. Yeah, played at back.
Aurier, Rodon, Doherty is a free. Not Doherty, sorry, Davies is free. And then they had Doherty, didn't they, as well?
Christ.
Dyer, Rodon, and Davies as a free. Then you had Aurier and Doherty in the wing-back positions.
Yeah, because I know he changed it second half and took Aurier off, and I think that's that is sometimes, if I was an opposition manager to Tottenham, that's somewhere that I'd want to make sure that we're utilising, because I just think sometimes Serge Aurier just doesn't look like he's, I don't want to say interested, but he just doesn't look a quality right back, and then sometimes he's unbelievable in the way. I think he's very much an attacking wing back more than he is an actual defensive right back, should I say.
He lacks so much concentration. I reckon he even he gets distracted when he goes to the toilet. I mean, I can't believe he's a professional footballer when he's just all the time, all asleep.
He gets to the bathroom and then doesn't know why he's got there.
Yeah, I think he almost, I mean, sometimes he's played well for Tottenham, but then sometimes he's just been there, and it's almost as if he's curious as to how he got there and why he's there.
I have got an interesting stat for you from the match.
Oh.
That the goal scorer was about to be taken off before he scored the goal. So that would help him stay on for the rest of the game. That
Is that some insider info at the stadium, Adam?
insider info at the stadium there for
He
you.
is in the commentary box as we speak. They have him inside.
Do not. So it is 2-0 to Bromley, just to confirm, just double checking because the graphic still says 1-0.
It is 2-0.
No, it says 2-0. It says 2-0.
Ah, it says 1-0 on my screen down here. Oh, now it says 2-0.
Yeah.
I put the 2 before Adam even said it.
I'll be honest, Joe, you should never trust your sources.
You should never trust your technology. Anyway, let's have a look at the championship scores. Last night, the Friday night kick-off between Reading and Bournemouth. Reading won 3-1. Lacklustre performance from Bournemouth, really, and Reading worthy of the 3-1 win. You had Norwich City 0, Middlesbrough 0, no lunchtime kick-off. So Norwich City still remain top of the championship, looking to gain promotion back to the league, whilst Middlesbrough obviously remain in 7th. We have...
William goes down.
And Emmy Brendier was sent off in that game as well.
William shit.
Come on, Jody. Before we continue the championship scores, what happened with Willian?
No, nothing really. Just Pogba just put his foot in and went, yep, down you go. Sadly conceded a free kick, but he's got a yellow card for it.
There's something on the pitch, Jamie, at the Emirates. I'm hearing something red. Can you tell us what it is, or are you not sure? And it's not the Arsenal kit.
Red? What? Oh, if you're ahead, no, you're not. I told you, if you're ahead, you can't tell me anything.
I'm not ahead. I'm just getting a source through my ear that says there's something on the pitch at the Emirates, but I don't know what it is.
Oh,
who's your source? Who's your source? Tell me.
Is it Chris Kamara?
Ketchup.
It's ketchup.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Ketchup?
Oh, Cavani, what are you doing?
My boy Ketchup down the ear.
Ketchup? Ketchup? Ketchup?
I'm way over my head.
Anyway, back to the championship. Birmingham City won, Coventry won. Both teams play at St Andrews, so it doesn't really matter which one's the home side, would it? Let's be honest. Brentford versus Wycombe. This is the interesting one because it was 2-2 at half time, and Brentford ended up coming out 7-2 winners. So that is a big score there. Rotherham won, Swansea 3. Blackburn won, Luton 0. Luton played Chelsea last week, Jack, and so you know all about them. Sheffield Wednesday won, Preston North End 0. Cardiff won, Millwall 1. Huddersfield won, Stoke City 1. We'll get the thoughts of Jamie Davies on that in a minute because his dad is a Stoke fan, so he'll have heard all about that today. Derby County rejuvenated under obviously the permanent appointment of Wayne Rooney as manager, gets yet another win, this time over Bristol City, who had been in a bit of form. Conor Porter won't be happy as his lacklustre Forest side draw 0-0 with Barnsley, and then the last game will be played on Monday night, 7:45, between Watford and QPR, which is a little bit of a London derby. So obviously, Jack, I'm going to go with you about the Norwich City versus Middlesbrough game. A 0-0 draw. Neil Warnock doing his tactical masterclass of just getting a point away in a game that he wasn't expected to. But Norwich City riding high at the top of the championship.
Yeah, I really was hoping you weren't going to come to me with any championship scores.
Yeah, I was hoping you wouldn't come to me either.
No idea. I didn't even know Neil Warnock was still managing, to be honest. I mean, I can literally spiel something off for you, but if anybody else knows anything about the championship, please help me.
I don't either, to be honest.
All I saw was Buendia getting a red card, and I thought, yep, that just sounds about right. I don't know, he doesn't get them all the time, but he could have got a big transfer to a club, but the fact that he's just so childish and does silly things like that is why he's still in the championship.
He was linked with a move to Arsenal, who had a strong interest. Apparently, their interest is cool due to the fact that they don't want to pay.
But they lost that race against no one.
One in the race, yeah.
Exactly.
Arsenal losing the race against Arsenal for the signing of Emmy Brendier from Norwich.
Oh, and Harry Maguire's just been given a yellow card, his fifth of of the season. So that means we need Eric Bailly back now for the next game.
No.
Are you sure? Because
Well,
isn't
it's
it-
the
fifth
isn't
game,
it-
Jamie.
I thought it got eradicated as soon as you went to like 19 after 19 games.
Yeah, don't
Oh,
you
I'm
need
not
10
sure.
now?
I think
Don't
it
you
changed.
need 10
Yeah, it changed. Yeah, you have to get a certain amount now from a certain
I
date.
thought it was 10.
now? I think you might need 10 now,
Oh, okay.
not 5.
I remember when it used to just be 10. I thought 10 was probably fair.
No, it was always 5. It was always 5, wasn't it?
It was always 5. I could have sworn they
think
had it
so.
at 10 a few years back.
Was it
10
5
10's a
until
too-much ban.
halfway through the season? Don't they, like 5 for the first half of the season, and then it gets.
Oh, sorry, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. I mean, to be honest, it was just Sky doing their
It's
usual.
it's 10 to get you a 2-match ban, and I'm really disappointed because now Xhaka is not projecting enough red yellow cards to get the double figures like he always does in the season.
Oh,
Which
that's
doesn't help
that's
your betting.
disgraceful.
The last 3 seasons he's got 10 yellow cards in the season. Every season.
What's he
That's
on
funny.
now?
He's on 2 this season, and I'm
He's on
disappointed.
20. No, he's on
No.
22.
He's on
misread
2.
that.
He's on 2.
That's
But
just not right.
Mönchengladbach he did even better. 2 seasons where he got 12 yellow cards in 2 different seasons.
My green screen is falling on top. Hang on.
The Emirates has fallen.
Shit, it's actually falling.
No, he's done better. His last season at Mönchengladbach, 9 yellow
No.
cards and 3 red cards.
Hang on. Joe,
What's going on?
David
What's going
Household, it's all sorts going on. Ah,
It's all going off at the Emirates, Jamie. What's going on?
It's crumbling.
it's all going on in my bedroom, you mean?
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Most exciting action that there's been at the Emirates.
Oh, the green screen is no more. It's collapsed.
Have the gangsters come back? Have they come back?
Gangsters, I paid them off.
Jamie, they want more.
Ed Woodward's at the door. Ed Woodward's at the door.
With 10 minutes to go, and it goes now.
I'm at Woodward and I get deals done. We are all enjoying this at the moment. What is happening at
Ollie at the
Jamie?
wheel.
Jamie at
Sorted
the
it. I think Jamie's not at the wheel, that's for sure.
Whilst Jamie sorts himself out and cleans himself up, etc. Let's talk about Derby.
Yay.
I know, Jack. You said you don't really know much about the Championship. Let's talk about Derby's situation because obviously they've been in the bottom 3, and Wayne Rooney's now been appointed permanent manager, and since then they've got a run of results together. Do you think this was the managerial appointment? Because I thought personally that it was a poor decision by Derby to appoint him permanently, and they should have gone with someone with more experience of keeping teams up. Do you think
He likes a bit of experience, doesn't he, Wayne?
Genius move?
I think they should have waited a
Oh,
couple
yeah,
of
he
weeks
does
to
like a
brought
bit of
Frank back in. They should have put Frank on a buyback clause from Chelsea.
That's what's going to
Just
happen.
like
Wayne's going to
throwing
eventually
back
become the
in.
Chelsea manager, and Frank's going to go back to Derby.
Good God. Yeah, I think did we speak about Wayne Rooney's appointment last week? And I think all of us were sort of a bit agreed that it probably wasn't the best decision from Derby. But look, they give these managers the experience, I suppose, and the fact that they gave Frank his first position. So obviously they wanted to do the same to Rooney. So look, we'll see how it goes. I personally I think we had the discussion last week where we don't really see Rooney as one of them leaders that goes into management, but I think only time will tell. Like you said, did they get the win this weekend? So look, it's starting well. It's just how long can Rooney keep that going? To be honest.
They give managers time who don't have experience. So the likes of Philippe Cuckoo, well, that's just no. He had experience, so they only gave him 5 months and thought, nah, fuck this.
Hey, look, the more you
Interesting.
experience, the
Greenwood's
less
come on.
months you get.
What?
I thought
More
Philip Cocu was
experience,
there
the
last.
less months.
I thought Philip Cocu was there last season at Derby County.
I think
Yeah.
he was there this season.
He was there this season.
He was there
up
this
till-
season.
Was it December?
Yeah, he was the one. He was the one who started the season with them with Derby. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he got appointed last year as well.
Yeah, he did. He was the one who took over from Lampard, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, so it must have been the beginning of last season.
Yeah, but they did okay, didn't they, last season? I could be completely wrong. I could be really wrong here.
I think they did. I think they just missed out on the playoffs. Just I think. Just outside the playoffs.
Our sort of football knowledge basically goes from all of us talking about the Premier League and European games, and then we go straight back from the Premier League down to the Vanarama with Adam.
It's a bit of a stretch to bridge
And then a
that
bit of
gap,
a
isn't it?
Welsh Prem,
Yeah.
bit of a Welsh Prem if you ever really want that.
yeah, we can talk about that really.
But talk
But
about
we're one of those kind of lads that if you go to the pub, you do this. You basically go, Premier League. Oh yes, lots to talk about. And if you watch the Championship, nah.
No. And then Adam will go Panorama, and then that'll get us going. And then he'll say Preston, we'll all swing to this
Speaking of random football knowledge and football manager departures, Kilmarnock manager Alex Dyer has left the club by mutual consent just now. So
Poor bastard. That means he needs to find another job if he's got a mortgage.
Kilmarnock, the side with the best pies in Scotland, apparently. But there we go.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I'll have to try them out.
There's just some news coming in
Speaking of
recently.
fails,
Yeah, sorry, no, I was just going to say, I've just seen that El Shawari has gone back to Roma, and I don't know what to think. Do you remember Stefan El Shawari?
Yeah,
He went to Shanghai.
He was the next big star, wasn't he?
Yeah, but I don't know, I just find this weird. I'm just weirded out. He still looks 14, though. He looks half his age.
Really
Does
high
he still have the
hairstyle?
Lower now. No.
Oh, I like that hairstyle.
He's got a similar hairstyle to me, actually.
Hey, Odegaard's going to come on.
Ooh.
He's actually got this haircut that I've got now.
Oh.
Well, we don't like that hairstyle. I mean,
We'll talk about teams that were
Get
close
it
to
down.
promotion. It's close to promotion. We're going to have a look at Brentford, 7-2 winners over Wickham. Do you think they could be back in the promotion race again this season?
I don't see why not. I think they were so unlucky, I guess, last season. But they lost to Fulham in the playoff final, which I remember watching it, and it was just a free kick out of nowhere, and the goalkeeper wasn't ready for it, and it went in. So I think Brentford could do it. They gave Leicester a good game in the cup last week, and then they lost it at the end. But I think the real sad thing is about Brentford is that they're at a new ground, yet the fans haven't been there at the community stadium. So I don't see why not. I think Brentford are definitely one of the favourites to go up. I don't know if I don't think they'll be winning the league, but I think playoffs is a definite.
It's a nice looking stadium down at Brentford, and I believe the full-time whistle has gone down at Bromley, Adam, between Bromley and Aldershot. The score, what's the full-time score down there, Adam?
Yes, it is full time here, and it is Bromley 2, Aldershot Town 0. It was a brilliant start to the game by Aldershot Town. They made an absolute critical start, loads of chances, but they couldn't sustain that start. And they've obviously their defensive areas got the better of them. Bromley took the better of the chances and got the crucial first goal in the first half. That came from Bridge. Nice little cut across the side of the goal. Drove it straight downside, straight into the bottom right-hand corner, past the keeper. Well played by Bromley. Later on in the second half, came from a free kick. Bit of luck, as you could say, but it got Webster. It was Webster. Do we check it? Who came off? Oh, I thought it was check. It came off now. I'll double check
his notes.
Double checking my notes. Who got this goal?
Just ask the manager in the press conference after the game.
I'll ask the manager after the game. It was Cheek who got the goal for the second goal. A bit of a lucky one, bit of a cheeky goal, came off the heel, but it was a great goal nonetheless. It came outside the box, he got a shot from outside the box, came off the heel, dumbfounded the keeper, and it went into the same corner, but on the opposite end. But overall, Bromley deserved the win, and I have to say, probably my man in the match for Bromley would be Webster. He got up and down the pitch, over and out. I know that they've given it to Webster personally, but yeah, I've given it to Bridge. That's my overall opinion. It is finished Bromley 2, Aldershot Town 0.
Thank you, Adam. Don't go anywhere though. We don't want you to leave because we're going to keep you on the show, on the channel, because we're going to ask you a few questions in a bit
You're here
about
forever,
other games.
Otherwise,
Otherwise, I'll send the same people that got Jamie over to you. I mean, I didn't send anyone to get Jamie, so I could do the hosting.
They did mention Joe Stanley. I was hoping it was another Joe Stanley.
It was Jose Stanley.
Jose Stanley.
He's Spanish and he's Mexican, but he's a Mexican with a mustache.
Oh, it's not the
Jose Stanley.
Stanley. He's Brazilian.
Oh dear.
Anyway, let's go across to the Scottish Championship because we did that last week, and I want to have a look at the scorelines because I've just been intrigued by the Celtic scoreline at Celtic Park. Could Neil Lennon have managed his final game?
We keep saying that. We keep saying that, don't we?
It's 2.
Oh dear, what is going on?
I reckon they're just playing with us now, the Celtic board, because we keep saying this is his last game. Like, nah, we're going to test you another week, see if your patience is riding high.
Do you think it's like Peter Griffin, the whole thing of like, can't touch me?
I can't remember that one.
Neil Lennon, that's the video we all want to see, is Neil Lennon go,
can't touch me. I just love it when Peter Griffin does it. Hey, that's against the law. You're coming with me. Can't touch me.
And obviously that's a big score there. We got Dundee United 0, Hibernian 2, Neil Lennon's former club. Kilmarnock 2, St Johnstone 3, and Livingston 0, Aberdeen 0, which sounds as exciting as your game down at the Emirates, Jamie.
Yeah, 3 minutes to go. I mean, I still can't get over the Cavani chance when it was an open goal pretty much across the face of goal and he missed it by a whisker. Since then, Arsenal have had a couple of moments. Lacazette hit the crossbar early on and then Partey curled his shot just past the far post. But here comes Luke Shaw now on the run from the left wing, who I think has been our best player. Here's Martial, tries to cross it in, it takes a deflection. It's landed with Pogba. Oh, Pogba, nasty trip on Lacazette, but I think the referee's going to let Arsenal play the advantage. No, it's gone back to United in possession. I think we're going to have a draw here, which I've been saying this since Christmas. We lack goals, United, at the moment, and it's happened again. We don't know how to score goals.
Did I not mention it? Take them till April to score.
Well, this is the thing though. Like, even if we get 1 or 2 goals, they're just not. It's not team goals, and it does amaze me how far we've got to the table. But we'll see. But anyway, they've still got 2 minutes. It's now with Wan-Bissaka. The ball goes in. Oh no! It's wide past the post. Oh, Cavani doesn't want to get
from
up.
Leverkusen. Oh.
Cavani doesn't want to get up at all. He's literally just like, I just want to stay down here. I can't score today.
Glashier's just made 2 fantastic saves.
Oh, was it Cavani or was it... Hang on. It's Cavani going in for it. Yeah. Martial was right behind him. Should have... Oh, it's another big moment. United have had the chances to win the game.
We've just
had a big miss for Manchester United, but Seb, you said there was a great save by Galatsky in the Leipzig game.
Yeah, actually, no, the second shot was offside, but the first one isn't. That now means that's Bayer Leverkusen's first shot on target this game. The second shot on target in total in this game. Good times. Yes, it was a good chance, but it was actually an easy save. It was right at him. No worries about that.
Right at the goalkeeper. So, yeah, we're going to go back to Scotland and to Glasgow and talk more. So, Celtic fans, probably cover your eyes, cover your ears, because it does not make good reading. Looking at the stats of this game, they had 68% possession to St Mirren's 32, 19 shots to 11, but only 4 on target. St Mirren had 5, corners 4 to 3, and more fouls than St Mirren. It's not looking great for Celtic at the moment, Jack. And if Neil Lennon was to go, which obviously we've been saying this for weeks now, that he's on his last life at Celtic, Peter Lawwell, the chief executive, announced early on in the week that he was leaving the club in the end of the season. Do you think it could be his last big decision as chief executive to part ways with Neil Lennon? Because he's already come out and said that he won't quit. He has to be sacked if he's to leave.
The easiest role as the chief executive, if you're already leaving, just to leave it to somebody else. Like, yeah, good luck with that. Be like, just sack Lennon at the end of this season and we'll start again for next year. Look, I think ultimately, where are they in the league? Is it already done in terms of where they're going to finish, or are they still fighting for
second place?
It's currently second, 23 points behind Rangers, but they do have 2 games in hand.
What's their
that's
position
going
behind
to make
third,
a
though?
whole world of difference, that Joe, isn't it?
What's like third place points?
I'm trying to be diplomatic. Sorry?
I said, what's the third place points? How far?
Aberdeen are 5 points behind with a game more. But
So actually,
Yeah,
that's still
like
quite
behind.
tasty, though, isn't it? In terms of where the
as I say, Neil Lennon, I've said this for years, Neil Lennon, the Scottish Andre Villas-Boas. Well, I'm just saying that because Andre Villas-Boas actually said in his press conference as Marseille boss, they'll have to sack me. Am I not good enough? Maybe I'm not, but it's not. I'm not walking away. They'll have to sack me first. Word for word, that.
That's the problem when you go back to a club, though. I don't know if I would ever go back to a club that I've had success with.
Oh,
I
you
know
mean Neil
Roy
Lennon?
did it,
Yeah.
but
I was thinking
in
Villas-Boas has
theory,
never
Lampard-
succeeded at Marseille.
Yeah.
So you're looking at the Scottish Premiership table. You've got Rangers top with 26 games played, 72 points, and goal difference of 59. Celtic second, 24 games played, goal difference of 31 and 49 points. Aberdeen in third, 25 games played, 7 is the goal difference and 44 points. And Hibernian, Neil Lennon's old club, fourth with 26 games played like Rangers, but 43 points and the goal difference of 10. So I would rule Hibernian out of any chance of getting here above Aberdeen or Celtic. I think they've hit their threshold right there, fourth place. But Aberdeen and Celtic, like you said, Jack, it could be a great battle between those two to see who could get second.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think ultimately, if to be honest, if second really means that much to Celtic in a league that isn't really that competitive, to be honest, do they then sack Neil Lennon and then go and try and say cover off the end of this season and then rebuild for the summer, or would you just leave Neil Lennon in until the end of the season and then start afresh come May and see what the new manager
Get Lampard in.
Because ultimately, that's what's going to happen. Like we know that there's more chance that Neil Lennon's probably going to get sacked anyway, and they're going to rebuild, say, in the summer. Would you do it now, or would you just wait?
I'd wait just to save a bit of money.
Andrew said he would wait, but the thing is, if you wait and it does become more and more toxic down up at Celtic Park in the dressing room, like they said it is.
They're second. The minimum they can finish is second.
It's third, really, because it's a 4-point gap. But
I don't think Celtic are going to finish third.
But don't you think getting someone in now would be better to have a head start for next season?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
What they've been linked with Eddie Howe, like you've just said, Frank Lampard's name's been touted about since his sacking.
They've got 9 games left in the season.
Linked.
That's it.
Rafa Benitez has been linked as well, but I couldn't see him at Celtic Park, to be honest. You're looking at the candidates. I'm going to actually Google and see the bookie odds on this, but is there anyone that you think is a standout candidate or that Celtic should be chasing to take that job up there?
You need to get a room.
What was it? Ooh, it looks like there's a penalty here. No. Is he giving a penalty? Or is he giving a dive?
Ooh, before we jump into that, to do the Google, let's go to Seb and see what the penalty's been given at Leipzig.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, there's actually a mark in the ground, and the Leipzig players are pointing to it saying, look, it's inside the box. The mark is there, but the referee is adamant that it's a free kick. Dangerous position. Doesn't really matter because there's, 15 seconds left.
Have they got VAR?
They have, and actually does look like the push starts from outside the box, but he treads on the grass inside and it rips it up. The pitches are in an awful state in Germany at the moment. Yep, so nothing significant. Maybe a goal will come from it. We'll see.
We'll come back to you if there's anything that happens in that game. But yeah, looking at the managerial odds, just going to Sky Bet because that was the first link that come up. There's other betting things, to choose. They've got Rafa Benitez as 1-1.
Oh, it hits the bar. It's cleared away. That was a good shot. Yep, nothing, no goal.
Hit the bar, Seb. No goal, it's hit the bar. Yes, they've got Benitez at 1-1. Lampard is now second favourite at 9-2. Eddie Howe 5-1, along with John Kennedy, who I'm not sure who he is. I'm not sure if he's Lennon's number 2. Alex Neil, who last time I heard was at Preston, 9-1. Roy Keane 14-1, along with Steve Clark, who are currently leaving his national team. And Shevchenko, Jack Ross, and Mark Hughes are all 18-1. So all interesting options there at Celtic.
I can see Roy Keane going. I can see Roy Keane going.
Do you not think Roy Keane's in a cushy job at the moment?
Yeah, but it depends on how much money and how. If he was to progress his career further, why not go for that club one rather than just sticking a managerial international job?
I think if there's player rifts at Celtic now, I couldn't imagine what would happen if Keane turned up. He'd just like take everybody out, to be honest.
I'd love to see an all or nothing Celtic with Roy Keane in charge as manager.
With Roy
It's full
Keane
time.
in charge,
It's
you'll
full
see-
time here.
So it's full time up at Leipzig. Let's go across to Seb and see his match report.
Yeah, it's what Leipzig needs to stay in the title race. They're 7 points behind Bayern. It's still a long shot, but yeah, important win. They seemed to control the game, even though they didn't have the most possession. Leverkusen actually had more possession in the second half, but didn't really have any clear-cut chances until later on. That's when they started getting some shots on, but not really a troubling day for Gulashi. Impressive to see Upamecano go up against Bailey, and then that's the kind of match where you see Upamecano's strength, which is he runs really fast. He is really quick. But measured from Nagelsmann, changing the system a few times in the game to try and hold on to the 1-0 advantage that they did have. And so yeah, it was the goal at the beginning of the second half from Nkunku that made difference in the 51st minute, and this was important for Leipzig to win. It was a game against 4th place Bayer Leverkusen. They were 4th place before going into this game. They stay 4th place. And they're pulling away from 3rd as well, Leipzig. So, all in all, decent. It started better than it ended. It looked a bit more intense in the first 10-15 minutes than it did in the last. But decent game for a 1-0. I expected goals. We got a goal.
Is
Full time.
Peter Box in charge at Leverkusen?
He
still?
is. He
Former
is.
Dortmund manager.
He is. Dortmund manager?
I'm sure he managed Dortmund at one point. Peter Box.
He was. I don't know if he was Dortmund manager. I'm trying to think now. I know he was in. No, he was Dortmund manager actually. Yeah, of course. Yeah, he was Dortmund manager before being Leverkusen manager. Yep. But it's really good what he's doing. He's doing a really high press game. If anyone likes Marcelo Bielsa, well, Leverkusen do something not as extravagant, but they have this high press as well. They just never stop, and Leipzig really had trouble dealing with it in the first half. They couldn't get out their own half. It was basically Leverkusen bossing that first half. Nagelsmann put more men behind the ball in the second half and managed it a lot better. So you could say a tactical masterclass from Nagelsmann. He got the win. That's all they needed in the end. 1-0's enough.
1-0 is enough, and the full-time whistle has gone not that long ago at the Emirates Stadium. Let's cross down to Jamie Davies to give his thoughts on a game that promised so much.
It never does when United are in it. Another boring, goalless United Big Six draw. We should have won it. Cavani had the biggest chance that anyone should net it with. I don't know if anyone else saw it, but it was such an open goal moment. Sadly, Cavani couldn't convert. But again, we lack goals. I know I've already said this already on the show, but it's just the main problem where when you look back at the Wolves result back on the 28th of December, we only won because it was a deflection off a poor Rashford shot, and it was on the last minute. It was literally just hitting hope, see what happens. And then we went to Burnley. Luckily, Pogba scored with a goal out of nowhere, and then he did that again against Fulham. So the last few games have just shown really that we can't score. We can't actually get a team goal. So today again we had one or two moments, but we just couldn't convert. Arsenal, I think Arsenal will be. I don't know. I think they had a good couple of chances as well. I think for Arsenal, they're rebuilding, aren't they, under Arteta? I think with what they had over a month ago, losing every game on offer, with how they're doing now, they're actually not losing games. So for Arsenal, they're turning it around. They're certainly making the U-turn for this season in the league. So I think maybe a draw is a fair result. Worrying though, because if United are in a title race, that's another game slipped up within a week.
Odegaard?
Jamie, don't need to worry. Only got the wheel.
Thoughts on Odegaard then, Jamie?
What's that, sorry?
Thoughts on Odegaard?
Yeah, he didn't do anything, did he?
I don't know. I wasn't watching that
Well,
game.
in all fairness, he came on with 9 minutes to go, and I don't think he even touched the ball. So, I don't think. All I'd say is that if we need goals, get Amad Diallo in. He scored 2 today. Let's get him in.
That is academy football, though, Jamie. It is a completely different beast to first team.
Yeah, but what's wrong in trying out someone? You know,
Yeah.
we tried out Greenwood. It's worked out now and again. You know, try out these people. I mean, we paid 37 million for Diallo, so it's not like he's just part of the youth setup.
But they were prepared to not play in the
season.
season.
Same thing about Jesse Lingard. You end up putting him out on loan.
He's
but
such a young
Lingard's
talent, though.
Oh,
Jesse
Lingard is so bad. He's
He's such a young talent that needs to be managed properly. You know, 28 years of age is only young. You need.
When they said he was only going out on loan, I was like, oh, what? I was like, let the guy go.
They wanted 20 million or something.
Let him go.
West Ham snubbed it.
So that's the problem with United at the moment. They can't get rid of players. So
Odegaard had 3 touches.
He had 3 touches. Wow, that's generous.
Were they good? Were they good 3 touches?
2 passes attempted, 2 completed, and 1 once lost possession.
What about Willian?
Let me get there.
No, it's not William, it's Will-I-Am.
Well, I'm Fred.
Okay, so let's. Okay, so touches 37, accurate passes 16 out of 21. That's 76%.
Wow.
Key passes 2, crosses 4 attempted, 2 successful. Long balls 2 attempted, 1 successful. Ground duels attempted 6, successful 5. That's good. Aerial duels
Wow.
1 successful out of 1 attempted. Lost possession 9 times. Was fouled 3 times. Intercepted twice and did 2 tackles. So actually, statistically, he did not have a bad game.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. Did anyone else want some stats?
Yeah, well, I think Adam said Fred, but...
Let's go for it. Let's go for
We
it.
all know about him.
Okay.
Well, I can say goodbye to the green screen because I am off home now from the Emirates.
So Fred.
Look, I'm home now. Look, it's quite amazing.
I can
I
still
can
see the
confirm
Emirates.
I'm home.
I can confirm that we've had the £5,000 ransom paid to Jamie Canvas turn home.
Is that all I'm worth, you bastard?
He's still off there, though, Jamie.
That's because I decided to take some of home with me.
Oh, okay.
Did you want Fred's stats?
So you've taken Seaman home with
Look,
you.
there it is. There's my green screen. I mean,
Hit me with the Fred stats.
Okay, so touched the ball 96
Let's
times.
get Fred's stats and then we can end the show.
Touched the ball 96 times. 68 successful passes out of 78 attempted. 87%.
I thought Fred played
He
alright.
attempted no crosses. He attempted. Well, he doesn't. He's a midfielder.
He
doesn't. Yeah, exactly. I'm getting there. 3 long ball attempts, 2 successful. 1 shot on target, 1 shot off target, 1 shot blocked. No dribbles attempted. 6 ground duels attempted, 2 successful. 1 aerial duel attempted, none won. Lost possession 16 times. Fouls 2. And he intercepted 5 balls, blocked 1 shot, tackled 2, was dribbled past once. Decent
He
stats.
intercepted 5 balls, but he missed the other 10, Jamie.
Fred, in all fairness to Fred, I thought he had a good game today.
I'm just liking the ground duels. He won 2 out of 6. That's not good.
That's pretty good for Fred.
It's actually improvement. He's going in for less.
The main concern is Scott McTominay went off with stomach pain, so I wonder what that was all about. Probably indigestion or something.
Also, he really did have a shit game.
Oh.
Wait, who had a shit game?
Scott McTominay.
Well, yeah, that's because he was only on for 2 minutes.
Yeah, he had a shit game. Yeah. Oh, Jamie, you're slow. You're slow. No, he played a total of 37 minutes.
I think it's best to leave it on that bombshell. So that's it for another Final Whistle show. Thanks to Jamie, Seb, Adam, and Jack for joining us today.
And Johnny.
And
Johnny.
He did well.
He didn't say much, but he was there, and that's all it means. That's all that matters. You come and join us. So thanks for watching the live stream today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you all very soon on the Final Whistle show next week.